And we're going live. It's alive, I tell you. It's like Frankenstein up in his joint. Military Mike came in this morning. He says, you know, I'm happy. I'm so happy this morning. I went, why? Because you woke up?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Well, I mean, you're alive.
Oh, yeah.
Don't
you? I praise God every day when I wake up.
Well, I mean, considering your medical, you're lucky to be here.
You know what? I'm not even lucky.
You're very fortunate.
I'm blessed, man. Jeez. I'm blessed. Every day, I open up one eye at a time, man. 28 years.
Wait, is that like Christmas presents too? Yeah, just one at a time, one at a time.
Man, I have really been thinking about my Christmas song too. Man,
I'm not sure where to go with that.
Man, well, you brought up Christmas, you know, and I keep telling everybody about our Christmas songs because I'm making sure the staff knows that this is not goofing. We are serious. They have got to get their Christmas songs in. Because I think a little...
Waterhead and his daughter Kelly said yesterday they wanted to come do one.
See, I think everybody that's involved in our show should do a little... I say they should come and do a little video, man, and I can clip them all together. I think it'd be beautiful. It would be like the first annual Just for Fun Radio Network Christmas extravaganza. I really wasn't prepared to say that.
You just went. I was letting you go there for a second.
Sounded good to the end.
Kind of like last night's debate. You know, once it got rolling, shit, you just stand back and let it happen.
that was.
I wasn't trying to go straight into the debate. Yet it was a very awesome. I think it was great. I think this time it was awesome that Trump just didn't put up with her crap.
Man, let me tell you something too. Is that everybody, all of the major.
Alex says he'll come do one.
Okay, that'd be good. Like anybody wants to hear that. But so here's the thing about the debate last night.
He says that, but I can't play an instrument.
No,
you don't have to.
No,
we just need you to sing along.
Yeah, we just need you to sit in the captain's chair.
We'll play like a karaoke background track if that's the case.
Yeah. I think it'll be
to
great.
Let you
anybody, even listeners.
I just think it'd be kind of cool
in Germany. Give us belt one out in Germany. Send it to us, MP3. I think it'd be great. You know what?
From Germany, how many times can you yell Heil Hitler and it be considered a Christmas song?
Three times minimum. You got to. Man, we shouldn't joke about him.
You know, usually when people do the whole Heil Hitler thing in the air and the arm in the air, I go, "Hey Hitler," and that would be "Hang Hitler."
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't give the whole. Even if I'm joking, I don't typically give the Heil Hitler. If I'm even joking, I'm going to go hang Hitler because he's not in my vocabulary 90% of the time. Something about him in a dress just
it's
not like it was a kilt, right? It was like he's like in a tutu, like
man
on the good shit, lollipop. I'm talking that kind of dress, right?
And that jacket, man. I used to love that jacket that he used to wear. That thing looked like it was, you know how like 4 mil or 6 mil plastic? This was like 20 mil vinyl, man. It was
before latex was cool.
Yeah,
right?
Man.
Before the S&M latex was invented, he was already doing it. He's running out there where they're hosing people down. He's going, spray me,
bring me another Jew.
Ooh, now that was all right, Mike. That was a little horrible.
Okay, I was going to say this one's all burned up. All
right, my God, that was rough there.
Hey,
Chico.
They were the chosen people. Oh, man, you know what you did to me today?
What did I do to you today? I did nothing to you today.
Man, that one just belted out, too. And you know what? I'm not going to lie, man. I had a very, very...
You're not going to lie? What did you come here to do?
There's no girls around here.
I mean, hell, are you just going to sit here as a mute all day?
A mute or being muted? Well, man, I'm telling you right now, that fart is not going to smell good. It was a late dinner.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, man. It was a late dinner.
What the fuck is wrong with... what is wrong with you, Mike?
That's not good.
Oh, my God. You made me cuss.
That is bad. I told you, man. It was a late night dinner, man, and it was not one of those kind of dinners that should have been eaten late night. Yeah. That
was horrible, dude. Why'd you do that?
Hey, there's a lot more of that coming too.
No, you're going outside. I'll put you on a cordless. You're not cutting another one like that.
I brought a trailer.
You do not poop in my studio.
No, I'm sure there was fecal matter in
there. That was air over a turd. I'm telling you, you don't do that in my studio. That is disgusting, dude. If you feel I'm serious. If you feel you're fixing to do that again, you need to step outside.
That's Scotty. Probably just not going to happen.
Mike, I'm not kidding, dude. That is the nastiest. There, look, no. There's one thing if somebody jokes about it. I'm telling you that right there was truly disgusting. That was no. I mean, I sound like daddy right now. No, you don't do that.
Okay.
Holy cow! What is wrong with you?
Late night dinner, man.
Well, if you feel the urge, you better run your ass out to that door. You do not do that again. That was bad. That was bad. No.
I feel. No,
I'm not even. I mean, I'm laughing, but I ain't joking. Yeah, that was. I can't believe you did that.
Yeah, man. I was going to warn you.
You could have warned me.
I did. It was kind of like, hey, man, you gonna do something? The missiles are.
And there is nothing worse than that smell and this stinking ass Lysol all in the same room. Yeah. What is wrong with you?
Well, like I said, man, I had a very, very late dinner, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning this morning. And man, I got to tell you, it was
no. You ain't got to tell me nothing. I can already tell you. No, not again.
It was one of those.
I apologize for any listeners listening. Yeah, Good God, you'd be glad that we ain't got smell-o-vision, because if they could catch a whiff of that, we'd be in trouble.
Look, I'm gonna be honest. I think we should get smell-o-vision. Is that like an extra $5 a month or something?
Yeah.
Because I think we should have shared that with some listeners.
Dude, I think you shared it with some people in Ethiopia. They're gonna be looking for this big friggin' dark cloud coming over. They're gonna think they live in LA all of a sudden, and there's smog. It's gonna create some beautiful sunsets.
Man, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. That would have probably killed a couple of Ethiopians.
Jeff, damn, I smell this in Snellville.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's one of those. It was bad. There's more coming. There's.
You loosened up my sinuses. God, Mike.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry about that. No, not really. So moving right along.
I don't even know where to go at this point. You've ruined my whole shtick for the morning.
Have you seen these pictures that you can move around and look and stuff, like panoramic? That is so freaking cool, man. I'm going to do a sex movie like that. Oh, somebody stole my joke. Man.
Which is?
About the fly that landed on Hillary's nose last night. God dog it.
What? Everybody's been making jokes that even the fly can smell bullshit.
Yeah, no, but I was going to make it so that the fly was dead because it insulted Hillary.
Oh,
man, my buddy freaking stole it. David, I hate you.
I'm kind of glad that the debate went the way it went. I mean, there's two moderators. Here's the thing that got me. And this is the way I look at it. Everybody else can have your own point of view. And then I don't care if you do. And I really don't care what you have to say either, but I'm just going to be funny about saying it like that.
You're just being nice for on the
But my point is, so if you're going to have women that are mad because he, 11 years ago, supposedly disrespected a woman, then why are you going to have two biatches as the commentators? I mean, Anderson's a little biatch. And the blonde-haired lady, of course, is a biatch. So, so what was the point? Like, it was almost 3 against 1 at that point.
I think he even said that.
What a joke.
I know one thing. They should be ashamed of themselves. In reality, because you know what? She started.
You mean the people asking the questions?
Yeah,
oh yeah, those people should be just booed. They should have been booed off the stage. When that stupid ass dude said to the people, no clapping, blah, blah, blah. You're just wasting time.
Yeah.
Somebody should have leaned over to him and say, dude, you just breathing air is a waste of time.
Anderson Cooper.
He is the biggest pain in the ace. I would love for him to come to Conyers just so I can look him in his face and tell him what kind of a waste of human life he is.
And then the female one, I mean, the male one's Anderson Cooper. The female one was.
Well, they're both females. Who are you kidding?
Yeah, ain't that true? But she started
biatch and then whiny biatch.
She was arguing with Trump. How the hell do you moderate a debate and argue?
I just got with Alice Cooper is still the world's best looking homo.
All right.
And that matters why.
That show was last Wednesday, dude. Wake up. Quit smoking that weed.
You need to go, take him to Transies in LA. Y'all can have it.
Okay, so at one point that chick was arguing with Donald Trump. You know what I would have said?
You know what?
I would have said, when I'm the president, I'm going to smoke you until your breath smells like
that is so funny because I looked at my wife And I said, if I was Trump, I would just look at her and say, who the hell do you think you are to talk to people like this?
Who the hell is she to talk to him like that?
I mean, these two actually thought that was not a court. You aren't on some panel where you can decide somebody's fate. Who the hell were these two idiots to talk to human beings like that? Those two white trash, disgusting piece of shit people that were sitting behind that table demanding questions were the world's worst excuse for human beings.
Absolutely.
People can have whatever they want as far as their opinion about political scum. You can have your opinion on political scum. But as far as two people asking questions, addressing people, those were the world's most pathetic excuses of white garbage I've ever seen in my life. It makes me ashamed to know those people are part of my race, much less the human race. They were absolutely horrible. I'm blown away at the disgusting crap that come out of them.
I was
pathetic,
so
pathetic.
I just
there you go. There's my idea behind it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I knew we were all going to be opinionated about it. I can't, man, I just could not believe.
I mean, if you're going to sling crap at Donald, you need to sling crap at her.
Oh, God.
They needed to have non-biased people asking questions. They need to have people like us who will ask the really difficult questions with no fear of repercussions.
Right. Here we go.
Because I had questions I would have loved to ask just for fun.
Hey, man, what's going on? It's Alex.
What's happening?
Not much. So, you're talking about the moderation. And, I've been complaining about this media bias now for weeks. But last night, it was the worst display. It was by far the worst display of media bias I've ever seen. This was supposed to be a public town hall where citizens got to ask questions. Now, they got to a few questions from audience members, but the media elite, as they like to call themselves, just took over completely. They took over that town hall. They decided that their opinions were more important than not only questions from the audience, but more important than fact, more important than the truth. I understand Anderson Cooper grilling Donald Trump at the beginning over the tape because it was the latest news and it was relevant, but it didn't require 4 follow-up questions.
Right.
He didn't follow up with Hillary once.
I know that was a joke.
He didn't grill her on anything. They lobbed one softball question to her about the email and then lived with her pathetic answer. Didn't follow. It was Donald Trump did his job and followed up with it. Which and he had the best line of the whole debate.
Oh, yeah.
Because you'd be in jail. It was sickening. I was just.
It was.
I'm not very happy with Donald Trump at the moment. I don't think the Republican Party is thrilled with me at the moment either. But what he experienced last night was it's absolutely sickening. If we went back to the days of Cronkite and people like that, they're turning over in their graves.
Back when there was real journalism. Here's my problem. I've hung out
over in their graves.
Here's my problem. I've hung out with Mike. I know the trash talk we do. I've hung out with you, Alex. I know the trash talk we do. I've hung out with all sorts of guys, and I know the trash talk we do. It's no different than the women who sit and do it too. I saw somebody post a picture the other day it said, if women were so offended, then why was there X number of millions of the 50 Shades of Grey books sold? I mean, we know that women trash talk when women are drinking wine, hanging out with themselves. We know this. Why is everybody acting this? Who cares what the guy did 11 years ago?
Right.
Who cares?
And how about the guy Republicans that are going, oh, I'm appalled. Dude, whatever.
Those guys got their own hookers that they have stashed over at different hotels.
Here's the thing. I get that and I understand that. And I'm a vulgar son of a bitch. I really am. I am. However, I'm not the leader of my party. I'm not the man running for office. And I do believe that makes a difference. I really do. Now, in Donald Trump's defense, he hasn't lived his entire life being groomed to be president of the United States.
Absolutely.
Most of these people have. Most of these people from their very earliest years are groomed for this position. They go to the best private schools. They learn how to debate. They're very careful of everything they say their entire lives, simply because they know that one day they're going to be on that debate stage and they're going to be under scrutiny. Not so much the Democrats these days. They're not going to be scrutinized by anybody. But if you're a Republican and you plan a career in public service, you better be careful of everything you say from your earliest age. And that's an unfortunate reality, and it's just the bias that's inherent in U.S. media. It's disgusting. It's Scott, I'm ashamed to say that you and I both do shows. We're associated with these people.
Hey, what the hell am I? Chopped liver?
Yeah, your show don't matter.
Of course, I'm including you in this, Mike, because I don't consider myself a journalist, but I try to at least be honest and factual as much as I can.
Right, I consider myself a realist. I want to sit there and just be real about it. I'm so sick of the generic crap we saw last night. That was a puppet show. We might as well been watching Kermit and Miss Piggy run around the friggin' stage.
You know what? If I was Donald, I'd give him the finger and say I ain't doing the third one.
When we moderated debates, I didn't ask a single question that I did not know the answer to.
Right. Oh yeah. Plus we were.
I'm not like Martha Raddatz last night, who's sat there and argued military strategy. She was literally coming to the defense of this administration and Hillary Clinton over their military or their failed or whatever it is.
Right.
I don't know if it's
as a moderator.
As a moderator. That's Hillary's job. Let Hillary answer the damn question. Let Hillary defend her policies. It's ridiculous. And correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, but what Raddatz was saying was incorrect.
Was incorrect, it was.
The times that we give pre-warning isn't psychological warfare.
By no means.
It's pre-warning to the citizens to get the hell out of there.
To get out of there.
Because we're coming in.
That's right. We're fixing to light you the hell up.
Yeah, and that's done at a completely different level.
Not only is a moderator arguing with one of the candidates, she's wrong.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm infuriated.
I think everybody is.
I'm not very happy with Donald Trump, but I'm pissed at these people.
Yep.
Well, it just shows. It just totally shows. Just as I keep joking, CNN, the Clinton News Network, and ABC is Ask Bill Clinton. It just goes to prove that's exactly what's happening. I was sitting there laughing because when he brought up the fact of basically you're raising hell about me and something I did 11 years ago, but yet you stayed with your husband after everything he's done. Come on. Why can't people just get to the exact point?
And you know what? She was helped out there by the moderators because the Trump campaign brought in 4 victims of Bill Clinton.
Right.
And when Cooper initially asked this question, Donald Trump apologized, said, I'm sorry, I'm not happy that I said it, I'm ashamed that I said it, and then went on to say, but in the same breath, Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton should be ashamed. And here are the 4 ladies, victims of his sexual predatory attacks. And what did Anderson Cooper do? He followed up with the very same question he'd already asked Donald Trump. He didn't press the issue of the 4 victims in the audience. He ignored them completely and asked almost verbatim the exact same question as he had already asked Donald Trump. It was disgusting. It was
really
an absolute display of cowardice and bias on the part of the media, and I'm sickened. And I'm so mad that this won't make any difference whatsoever. I'm writing a letter to Tom Wheeler, who is in charge of the FCC, that just to express my opinion of how mad I am that we give these major networks free access to our airwaves. Our airwaves are trillion-dollar airwaves. We could make that much money per year leasing those airwaves to other people, taking them away from these networks, or charging them and removing their free access, because the deal we made with the networks for them to have free access to these airwaves was to report the news in an unbiased manner.
Yeah.
And they're not doing it.
Yeah.
They're not doing it. And I'm livid. It's costing us, the taxpayers, $1 trillion a year to give these networks free access to these airwaves. And this is what they do. This is how they turn around and treat us. And it's a slap in the face to everyone. Republican, Democrat, Independent, everyone. They sicken me, man.
Hey, you're not the only one, dude. I was cussing at the TV. Angry. Oh yeah, dude. I was totally blown away.
Yeah,
I can't understand at this point. I can't understand why Trump has not called his own press conference and basically said, "I'm having an event. If Clinton would like to show up for a debate," and then that way, because every time you're allowing ABC or CNN or any of these people to be involved, it's all staged. It's all staged.
You know what? You bring up a very good point, and the GOP shares a lot of the blame for this, for allowing this to happen, because the GOP are there organizing the debates with the Democrats. The GOP agreed to these formats. They agreed to these moderators, and I think they did it knowing that they were throwing Donald Trump under the bus.
Yep. Oh, yeah, absolutely. No doubt in my mind. But you know what? I think that works for us. I could care less about the big-name Republicans backing Trump, because they're idiots, and when he wins, hopefully he'll do everything in his power to get them booted. Because I mean, he did tell the Democratic presidential candidate that he would have her locked up. I mean, basically in a nutshell. And that was a beautiful thing.
I thought it was good. I wasn't happy with the way CNN spun it after the debate.
Oh yeah, that was terrible.
Obviously they're grasping at straws. Oh no, that's his first step towards totalitarianism.
Yeah, they tried.
He's Stalin threatening to imprison his opponents. What they didn't mention was her crimes. They didn't mention that.
Oh, completely. He couldn't get a conversation started that was against Hillary.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it was so obvious. If they all started jumping on him, piece of cake, everybody joined in. But every time he tried to turn the tide back towards her, they would cut him off. They would cut him off. I love the way he said, "So you're just going to let her talk? I mean, she gets like 3.5 minutes and you cut me off?" No, that's not true. He went, "Oh, yes, it is true." Yeah. So
it was absolutely true. I mean, even the left-wing media is having to admit that today.
Yeah.
That they gave her so much time and they let her slide on so many things. Yeah. So I was following along with this on Scott's page because he had a thread going I was commenting on. This election for me.
Alex, was that you sucking up? I'm sorry.
No, it was funny though, because for the last 24 hours, like I stood out of this whole Donald Trump videotape of his voice and all this other crap of him getting off the bus. I stayed out of it for a little bit. Yesterday morning, I threw something out there, and I'm just like, people get over it. I mean, come on. And then it started yesterday, and then I started again during the debate, man. And there's a ton of people watching my stuff. It's actually funny.
It is. It's awesome.
I'm not talking about that thread from earlier. I'm talking about the debate.
The last night. Right.
And so for me, with Donald Trump as the head of my party, for me, this has become an election more about the Supreme Court than it really has the presidency. Because, I'm not Donald Trump's number one supporter.
Right.
However, during the debate, they were asked about justices, nominations to the Supreme Court.
Right.
And it was very telling listening to the two answers. And I commented this on the page, Scott. I said, did anybody notice what was missing from Hillary Clinton's description of what she expects from a Supreme Court justice? And then when then Donald Trump got to answer, and I said, never mind, Trump just said it.
Yeah.
A respect for the Constitution.
That's right.
She not once did that woman say, I will nominate judges who interpret law again in relation to the Constitution. Not once. She doesn't care about that. No. She cares about an agenda. She cares about her ideology, and she wants to pack the court with biased judges.
Right.
Judges that ignore the constitutionality of law and rule purely based on ideology. Donald Trump actually said they have to respect the Constitution. That was the biggest difference between the two last night. I think of all the BS that they talked about, that was the most important issue of the night. And it told me everything I need to know about her versus him. So I may not be his number one fan, but his answer to that question was perfect, and it's the only thing that matters in a president.
Well, when I know one thing that was being said, and it started going the direction I wanted, but it kind of didn't. When she kept trying to talk about his taxes, and I looked at my wife and I'm going, this biatch is worth what, $190 million? She's filing her taxes just like Donald Trump is. Yeah. She's getting the same breaks that Donald Trump's getting. And Donald did say it, but the way he said it was all her people that are giving her money is using the same taxes. Yeah. I wish he would have said, look, girl, you're doing the same thing I'm doing. You got just as much money as me. Don't even act like you don't, you know? Yeah. Because maybe for a lot of the country, he has to spend time answering to this. Yeah. My answer to that question is, of course I use the deduction. Of course I did. I pay as little tax as the law requires. That's our job as citizens. Yep. Our responsibility is to pay as little as possible. If you're not paying as little as possible, get a better accountant. Simple as that. You'd be a fool to pay any more tax than you have to. Well, I mean, the whole point is everybody in the United States tries to get every deductible they can. So her trying to use that tax thing is just the stupidest, most ridiculous crap ever, because every single person here is doing it.
Well, everybody takes their deductions. You have to.
Yep. Isn't it? Let's think about it this way. Obviously, to every single person in this country, the IRS is corrupt and they represent the bad guy.
That's right.
And there's nobody out there that goes, "Oh, I love the IRS." Right, everybody says, "I hate the IRS." So why doesn't Donald? Why don't the rhinos? Why don't the freaking Republicans? Whatever. Why don't they spin that whole thing and turn around and throw it back to? Oh, so. Hillary, you back the IRS? You're for the IRS? You see what I'm saying? I think it do some major damage.
Right. And I would go even further and say, okay, well then, if you believe in paying your fair share, show me the additional money you gave to the IRS.
That's right.
Because that is an option on your taxes to pay extra money towards paying down.
When she got hung up in that Whitewater scandal, did she pay her taxes on that scandal?
Yeah, that's right. Relating to that tax thing, this audience was supposed to be full of undecided voters.
Oh yeah.
The weaselly little prick that asked that question. How are you going to make sure the rich pay their fair share? He's not undecided. He knows exactly who he's voting for, and that little idiot should have been kicked out of the audience there and then.
Yeah, and that one guy's last name was Bone.
Oh God!
Just trying to keep it light.
Yeah, I gotta go back in now. I'll let you guys. Let you guys keep going.
All right, have fun.
I was annoyed and had to call in.
Yes, sir. We'll see you later.
Talk to you later.
All right, bye.
See you.
Yeah, man, the whole thing is just so friggin' shady. It's just, I don't want to say it's funny, but it's like, come on, y'all. Wow. That was the worst. That was just the absolute worst. If those people are the best media people we have, then y'all are in trouble. You need to just go ahead and let me and Mike come up in there and start running crap, because y'all suck. Well, like a $2 hooker behind a dumpster, y'all suck.
Well, okay. Alex and I did it was the county commissioners, right?
Yes.
And sheriffs. we moderated their debate. And you know what? People gave us questions. And how did we do it? We said,
asked the question.
Here is a question from someone in the audience
Yes.
that asked that their name not be, or they said their name was okay to say.
Yeah, well, we wrote it down, or we had it where they were allowed to write down their question,
Right.
and they can check the box whether they wanted their name spoken or not. Some people didn't want their name thrown out there like that. So the questions were, here's from somebody out here, so-and-so's name, or they didn't want their name. I mean, it's that simple.
Yeah, and so Alex and I read the questions, all right, and they gave their answers, and we were respectful. We gave each person the same amount of time. In fact, there was a lot of times after I read the question, I looked down because we had to keep time and do all these other things. These people, I mean, that woman, it was amazing. Now, look, they did say that the time was basically pretty close of who got to talk. It's kind of like time of possession in a football game, which, by the way, I wrote an email to the NFL telling them to stick it. So I think Donald talked for 40 minutes and she talked for like 39 minutes. So they got equal time at the end. But you know what? I don't think so much it was the quantity of time as much as it was the quality of time.
That's right.
Because I have never in a million years, and I've been alive that long, seen any type of and you know what, everybody says, oh, everybody badmouths Hillary and everybody badmouths Obama and everybody badmouths Bill. So when they're up on the stage like that, as far as I'm concerned, those two moderators showed absolutely no respect whatsoever for one of the potential presidents. Either one of the candidates be the potential president of the United States. And if I was either one of them, you know what I'd do? Soon as I got in office, reject that press pass.
Oh, yeah, those two would never be allowed to come something. So how about this? You brought up respect. I want to play something, and I'm going to shoot through it a little bit because that way you don't have to sit through it. But I want you to hear this video, but there's a key point I want you to hear. So hang on while I do this.
For the promise.
Dun, dun, dun.
Do not take.
I want you to hear what I say after the.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, next, just for radio, we are going to play the national anthem followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Do not take a knee. If you do, please remain on your knee because I will come by with a shovel handle to hit you in the head. Next up, the national anthem.
What you think of that? What you think of that in front of everybody? I said, about to play the national anthem. If anybody decides to take a knee, don't get up because I will be by with a shovel handle to crack you in your head.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Oh, man, you should have seen the looks. I had a couple people like smiling, people giggling, and I had a couple people wasn't so happy, and I don't care if you were happy. I don't care. I don't care. Were you offended? Offended can be filed right in your bunghole with no lube nor spit.
Wow.
I ain't got no time for that. I'm so disgusted with the people. I decided yesterday I'm doing my thing. If you don't like it, get on down the road.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Ooh, man.
I'm starting to play the national anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance everywhere I go. If you don't like it, get the hell away from me. I'm over it.
There you go. Get some.
And the thing, and here's another thing too that I'm starting to think. Here's my logic. If you work for Pizza Hut and I come in there to purchase something, you best treat me with respect because you got a job to do. Shut your damn mouth and do your job. If you work for the hospital, shut your damn mouth and do your job. If you work at the jail and I'll roll up in there asking questions, shut your damn mouth. I don't want no personal lip. Do your job. I'm over it. If you work at the car rental place, shut your mouth and do your job. Your personal opinion means nothing. You have a job to do. Do your job. Shut your damn mouth.
Did you see where De Niro was talking trash about
No, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah, Robert De Niro got on there and said
I see people saying that he's now what's the word? Hypocrite. They're all calling them hypocrites. So what was said?
Yeah, well, he basically said he'd punch Trump in the throat.
Oh, that old dude ain't gonna punch nothing. He couldn't punch his way out of a Ziploc bag.
Here's another one that's done.
He's starting to believe that his movie,
devil,
he thinks his movie has made him somebody. He's nobody.
And you know what?
He's just a rich prick. That dude couldn't punch his way out of a condom.
I would like to see him and Clint Eastwood go at it. It'd be like
Clint Eastwood, yeah. It'd be every way its way but loose, all right.
Man, it'd be like two old guys out there trying to kill each other, and I'd be.
De Niro has played enough mob crap that he actually thinks he's somebody.
Oh, yeah, just like Joe Pesci.
Oh, my God.
Pesci has played so many bad guys, he really thinks he's a badass.
No, you want a real badass, you go get that guy that don't do any acting anymore because he keeps getting in trouble.
Jesse Ventura?
No, keep going. Black Hawk Down.
I'm not sure.
He was in Black Hawk Down. He's done so many stuff. He's done so much stuff, but he keeps getting drunk, keeps getting thrown off set. He keeps starting fights with camera guys.
You're not talking about the Michael Madsen looking guy.
Yes.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I can't think of his name for some reason. We're so busy. But he's a Michael.
Yeah. And he did a great job in Black Hawk Down.
Yeah, he won one hell of an award for that.
I know who
Michael Sizemore. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, he every time he gets on a set, he whoops somebody's ass.
Well, you know what?
It's like Danny from the Partridge Family. Everybody hates him. I love him.
Baducci.
And Dee Snider. Everybody wants to hate on him. I love him. You know why? Because these are people that just don't take your crap, dude. They just don't take your crap anymore.
They haven't been bought.
Man, I'm so over it.
Let's face it. I think you know what, your rant there about the national anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance. I love it. I think we're doing our job.
Just for friggin' fun.
You better love this country, Colin.
Just for funners, DJ Scottie for president.
No, dude, I take it too.
No,
I take it.
Don't say that.
I would take it in a heartbeat.
Don't say that. Don't.
Because you know what? I would look at the blonde. I'd look at both them bitches. Both them bitches sit behind that table, and when the second they got ready to ask me a question, I'd go, unless you rephrase that, you can suck it. Do the whole Generation X thing right between my crotch and say, you need to step off the stage. Bring me somebody in here who can ask me some legit questions. I'm telling you,
if I was Trump, I wouldn't go to the third one.
Because then they would try to paint him as a punk. He needs to show up to the third one and needs to have some kahunas and say, unless you're going to address me better than that, we ain't got nothing to talk about. And I can't wait to become president because you know what? You'll never come in here and ask me another question.
I love it. I hope he doesn't. I really
What you got, sir?
Oh, yeah. I got a bike ride, benefit ride for you guys, possibly to attend. It's out here in Bethlehem.
Bethlehem. What's the date on it, sir?
It is the 19th of November.
19th of November.
Yeah, send Mike the stuff so we know more about it. Go ahead and tell it.
But what's the name of it?
Not tell us, but I meant send over any stuff too so we can help share it. Because we got one for this Saturday too.
Okay. It's Bikers for Christ. It's East Chato chapter.
All right, so
benefit ride. All proceeds donated to Winder Healthcare Rehabilitation. They're donating it all to the residents.
Okay. Do you have a Facebook or a website?
No, not yet. I just got in touch with it yesterday. So. Okay.
Well, definitely get that Facebook event page up and send me a link, and I'll shoot it out to folks.
All right, that works. Location is River Hills Church off of Oregon Road in Winder, Georgia.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And yours truly has been invited to do the open prayer ceremony for the ride.
All right. Well, yours truly, make sure you say your name again so we know who to look for.
Chaplain Andy S. Bass.
All right, yeah. Preacher Andy.
Yeah, that's me.
All right. Well, good deal, man. Send me the information. I'll definitely put it out through our network.
All right, cool. I'll sure do that. And also, end of the week or first of next week, if y'all like, I could bring y'all some flyers.
Sure.
Yeah, that could work too.
No problem there. Come on by.
Let's just definitely make sure we share the pee out of it on Facebook because that's where 90% of stuff's happening, man. That's social media. Everybody's paying attention.
Oh, absolutely. The guy said he knows you. His name is
Don't believe him.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Says Hollywood Bikers for Christ, Chato chapter.
There's no telling.
I'll be honest,
I was going to say Hollywood. There's like four. Well, one that we really call. There's one that we say we know is Hollywood. The rest of them, there's so many. It gets complicated.
We know Hollywood. Right. We know Showtime.
But yes, man. Anything we can do to share it, definitely just let us know.
Preacher Andy.
I got it in my messenger, and what I just got is I'll send it your messenger and Mike's messenger.
That'll work, man.
That way y'all can pull it off from there and share it.
All right, man. Sounds good.
All right. Y'all have an awesome day.
All right, brother. We'll see you.
Preacher Andy, have the best day of your life.
Peace out.
All right, bye. So I'm sitting here laughing because I just read somebody go, my decisions on the election this year, I will not be voting. Boycott the elections.
Great.
So that means just give it to Hillary. Listen, I'm not trying to tell people to go pro-Trump or against Hillary. What I'm pointing out is a biatch is a biatch. No matter what he's done, whether you hate him or dislike him, he's not been doing anything corrupt or illegal. All these politicians that we've had all these years are all corrupt and all doing illegal crap, dude. It is time for a change. Listen to her try to talk good about Obamacare. There is nothing good about Obamacare. Let me tell you, listen to her last night going, well, the benefit is the people that couldn't afford to get insurance is now getting insurance. Okay, let me just point this out. We're giving a bunch of broke-ass people some free insurance. I don't care how you paint it. That's exactly the truth. But what about the ones like me? What about the ones that don't work for big organizations that's getting health care paid for them? My health care sucks. I got a $5,000 deductible. It's costing me $200 a month. There is nothing fair about middle-class America having to pay for broke-ass people to get insurance. Hey, let's just look at it this way. Everybody says, oh, you're supposed to care. You know who you're supposed to care about the most? Your own well-being. And why should I be bent over the hood of a car so 3 crackheads down the street can have some friggin' insurance? So y'all can have your opinion and I can have mine. There is no reason that when my daughter graduated high school and had a part-time job, she could barely make money to pay for stuff. Why is her insurance $350 a month? Hello, she's probably the most healthiest of her life that she's ever going to be. Her insurance should be absolutely the lowest compared to somebody in my age bracket and Mike's age bracket. Why should some people I know that live down the street that's got, they're retired, they got pensions, they're paying $1 a piece for insurance. Mm-hmm. Why is that fair? Why am I having to pay so much? Come on, you could take your Obamacare and stick it right back up your old bung hole because it is not fair. Who cares if a broke ass gets free insurance? Well, why should he get free insurance? Because he wants to sit at home.
Look, no matter really any organized or industrialized country is going to have some form of health care for the needy. All right, let's just do it that way. So I understand you're upset about that. But it's displaced. It really is. It's because our taxes and whatnot should go to paying for the needy's health care. I think they portrayed it in Obama.
Friggin' needy.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's where
I need to pay my power bill. I need to be able to put some macaroni and cheese in my mouth. I need to be able to buy toilet paper for my ass. I need gas for my car. I don't care if the crackhead down the road needs a crack pipe. I don't care if the crackhead down the road needs, some food. I could care less if he needs insurance. What about me?
Well, now, see, the way you're doing that is kind of what the problem here is, and this is how Obamacare came about. Okay,
what's the problem? Let's look at facts. The crackhead down the road that's not working is getting free insurance.
Okay.
Yes, in his mind, I want my free shit. I got you. But why should I have to pay for him to have free stuff?
Well, we all have to pay.
I'm just going to go buy some damn Nikes. I'm going to give Nikes to everybody.
Well, see, that's where the system's broken. That's where it's broken is, and I've said this 100 times. EBT. Do you want to fix the EBT problem? Well, somebody has to do something to fix it. There is so much fraud.
I got this from a listener. We are supposed to care. But who cares about who is paying for the free insurance?
Right.
That's the whole point.
Obama brought up this one point. They said there are so many million people that don't have insurance. Let's all do our part to make sure these people have insurance.
No, how about them stupid, lazy-ass people do their part and get a job? I know. Okay. Back in the little house in the prairie days, if you was hungry, you better go farm. You better go work for your food.
Or you could go to the church. They'd help.
Yeah, well, guess what? I'm so sick of EBT. Get rid of it.
Well, I tell you, if you wanted to fix that problem, all you'd have to do is hire, maybe 1 or 2 investigators per county and they could just go and basically be like private investigators.
Look, they got people that are defects investigators. They're supposed to go out and check on the welfare of kids. Come on, why can't? Why can't? Yeah, okay. So what if they drop the ball? The point is they exist.
Right.
Why can't we have that?
You know, and talking about the defects thing,
I'm overly disgusted with Obamacare. It is the world's worst garbage I've ever seen. Look, we have car insurance competing for car insurance, right? We have all these companies offering better deals and letting us customize it to say whether we want uninsured motorist or not. We need health insurance to play the same game.
Well, I say health insurance is skewed. Because
we got a listener just said my insurance is $800 per month with a $7,500 deductible. Now, come on. The only way you're going to get your health insurance lower monthly is with higher deductibles. This is a scam and is a racket.
Well, it really is. And somewhere along the line, somebody said,
I wear an 11 in Nikes if you could go ahead and get me a pair.
Somewhere along the line, somebody said, okay, this is going to be expensive. How are we going to fund it? And I would love to have been a fly on the wall for this one. They said, okay, let's let the youngest, healthiest demographic pay for all of this. Guess what? The youngest, healthiest demographic, they are the most unemployed in our country right now. So, I mean, it was bound to fail. It was gonna fail from the beginning. And I love the way Pelosi said, wait till we pass it and then you can read it. See how many millionaires are up there in those big white buildings in Washington? Can't anybody, is it just me? Was I the only one who saw that Kurt Cobain was going to commit suicide? Jesus. Our government is made up of bazillionaires. They do not have the same daily problems or issues when they get home at night from working their ass off, from being tired, from being exhausted, from working 2 jobs. Okay. You get home and you're so exhausted. And what do you got to do? You got to look at your mail or your emails, and what's in there? Bill after bill after bill after bill after bill.
And Clinton, not Bill Clinton.
Yeah. No. So you see what I'm saying? So here you get
can't even hear the word Bill now, not think of him. Douchebag.
You get a 2-week check that's $1,400 or something like that, and you got to pay out $1,600 in bills. You see what I'm saying? The American public, the middle class has got to stand up and has got to
quit taking it.
Yeah, because we're getting beat from both sides, folks. We're getting our ass kicked by the rich who aren't paying their share, and we're getting our ass kicked by the poor that are taking every bit of it. And if we're not careful, we're going to see a division of the middle class, which means, and we talked about this on the World According to Mike last week, is that after about 200 years, this starts to happen, and you'll see a republic that will just fall apart. It will just disintegrate from the inside. And once that happens, we'll have anarchy in the streets. You look at all of these deadbeats that you're talking about, Scotty, turn it off. Turn off the welfare. Turn off the EBT. And that's what happens when you don't have any money, by the way. Turn all that stuff off. They will be rioting in the streets, brother. They will be freaking rioting in the streets. They will block every known interstate, and they will shut this country down.
That's right. Well, we got to go to commercial. We have way over talked. We've been almost an hour. All right, look. Next song goes to the insurance company. Stick it in our butts. And not even like in a proctologist sort of way. More like a military Mike with a Cheetos and a Corona sort of way.
Cheetos. Ow, ow. Ink is fart. calendar on the website says Mike's out this week.
No idea. What the fuck? I have no idea.
All right, don't worry about it. I think it was Mike's out for the morning show. Because remember, I wasn't going to be here.
Only on the 10th. It wasn't for the whole week.
Man, that'd be cool. Do I get vacation time?
Fuck no.
Business.
Call Obama. Oh, P.
You know, Molly Cyrus spoke out about Trump. Look what I posted. Look, another celebrity that thinks Trump's tape was abusive to women.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got ass boning her on freaking stage. Oh, God, man. I got bumps under my skull. I'm dying. Ow. Got a guest coming on tonight. Bum 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 bum. I know that's kind of lame on it.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I'm just saying we're back. I don't know what else we're gonna do, but we're back. I thought Casey was coming in. I guess he was drinking his olives and martinis.
Or
olives and vodka.
Olives and vodka. Yeah, Casey, where you at, man? And then I was going to see if Casey is going to be here tonight too. I've got one guest coming in tonight. Got Evan Summers, and I believe, and I apologize, I'm looking it up super duper quick while we're talking here. But Evan, he specializes in it's basically like natural ways to cure and to feel better and stuff like that. And he works with, I believe it's called essential oils. If I'm not saying the right thing, I'm probably.
Hey, could you start completely over? I was just on my mind. Mm-hmm. I was using the word, I think.
Who? You said you wanted to talk about something different.
Hold on. We're fixing to go to that level. What I was trying to say is in my mind, I was reading something. Mm-hmm. And the words F off have been stuck in my head for like the last week. Now I've made myself over the last 7 years, I guess, refrain from throwing up the finger and just telling people to F off.
Yeah, well, not me.
The last couple of weeks has made me want to just go F off. So I was just reading something, and the first thing I could think is F off. So
Yeah.
and unfortunately, my mind was not listening to what you were saying. So can you please start over?
Well, I have to admit, I'm used to that. Tonight,
and look, they're still typing, and I'm fixing to scream F off again.
No. I mean,
so just what it is, I'm gonna read what that says, and then I'm gonna actually remove myself from I'm going to remove myself from this conversation.
Don't let them drag you in.
No. I did it to myself. I shouldn't have commented, because then that means I gotta listen to the crap.
Don't worry, it's great. I love it. Tell them to come on the show. Tonight on The World According to Mike, at 7 p.m. on the Just for Fun Radio Network. It's The World According to Mike, starring Military Mike and Variable Speed. All right, tonight.
So you were saying...
Yeah, we have a guest tonight. It's Evan Summers. The name of his business is Summer Wellness. And basically, he comes in and he's going to be talking about it's a product that's getting a lot more popularity. It's
crack?
No, essential oils. And what it is it's like a therapy that you can do for aches and pains. And everybody knows that everything on my body
So
hurts.
are you trying to say it's alternative medicine?
Well, alternative. We'll talk about that tonight.
Well, the reason I'm bringing it up is we met up with a guy over the weekend who wants to be a sponsor.
Oh, very cool. Okay.
That's a local guy.
Yeah. Now, Evan is from Marietta, so I don't think he'll be advertising with us. But
I was just I wasn't even trying to go to that level. I was just simply trying to say that we met a guy that that's into more herbs and things of that. And I don't mean like not herb, herbs.
Do you
more
know
alternative medicine, Western. It's an Eastern medicine, I guess you could call it.
Well, that's cool. I would really like to have him come on the show then,
dude.
Maybe next week.
Right. Because we met up with him yesterday at Quick Trip. He saw the bus and started asking Travis about it.
Bus is awesome for advertisement. I studied what's called TCM for about 2 years, which is traditional Chinese medicine. Now that has a lot to do with other things other than just the oils or they have these things.
Yeah, you and the black rhino horn,
man,
weirdo.
Dude, look, man, they would, she would talk to you about what ails or what pains and all that other stuff. And then she'd put together this concoction and you would like boil it and then drink it. And oh God, it was so terrible. And the thing this is what used to kill me is because we'd come back from doing our homework and all that other stuff. And she'd go, "What do you think?" And I'd say, "That was the most disgusting thing." And she'd go, "Men are such sissies." And so then she'd say, "Well, put lavender or honey or something in it."
Right.
No. Why did you do that in the beginning?
Right.
Why do you got to make me freaking, you know what? People are simple. If they don't like it, they're probably not going to do it.
Yeah. That's most likely.
It's pretty damn simple. So, oh man, I tell you what. And then a friend of mine today has been off of work.
Hillary gets advice for a Ouija board. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I can't help it.
Stop it.
It's everywhere this morning.
Just stop it. Yeah. See, there's another picture of Molly riding a 50-foot penis, right? And she's like,
that is a far fetch. That's only 8 foot.
Yeah. So here's the thing, though. She speaks out about how his tape was demeaning to women.
Yeah. Coming from the girl that let me tell you something. She stood on top of a car and then laid backwards on a car wearing a marijuana bikini, one-piece bikini, all yanked up, the front crack and the back crack, masturbated with that finger. And there was parents with children. This is like when she first started acting that way. Parents with children that walked out of like Phillips Arena and places like that, demanding their money back because, there was children in the audience. So how dare that woman even believe that she can say anything horrible about Trump?
Absolutely.
Look, if she was older and he was younger, those two would probably be hooking up because she wants a sugar daddy and acts like that.
I tell you what, you know what? If you're in the entertainment field and you,
this is the same girl that backed up to Robin Thicke, right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on,
numerous times. If you're in the entertainment field and you're giving me your political, stance, I hope you understand that if I don't agree with it, I will be exercising my Second Amendment right and probably doing a 6-foot ninja flying punch to your throat. I can do it. It won't be pretty. Nobody said it's going to be pretty. Hey, tonight on The World According to Mike, of course, we're going to be talking about the debate. I would like to throw in as many insults towards the moderators as possible. It's a better arena to discuss that. And then we're going to have Evan Summers from Essential Oils with us. He's going to be talking about rubbing some oil. Hopefully he'll rub some oil on
Wow, you stop, because that whole rubbing oil, that guy showed up yesterday that you rubbed down with the Vaseline, and he was asking, "Oh, where's Mike?"
See what happens?
He says, "You see, I show up with my guns out. I need them oiled down." And I was like, "Yeah, he's no show again. Wow. He's rubbing Vaseline on a preacher somewhere."
I tell you what, it's
that was supposed to be funny. You didn't bite.
No, because I'm always the butt of the jokes.
No, you put the butt in the jokes.
Since we were talking about deadbeats, okay, check this out.
Who are you bringing up? Somebody you know?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I don't know this person, but I know who it's affecting.
How do you say? How do you say you know them if you don't know them?
Well, I was saying the person that's affected. Oh. I have a friend of mine that took a couple days off of work to take care of a 90-year-old blind grandmother that she has. Why?
So she's blind, crippling, crazy?
The parents finally have gone out for an anniversary. They've gone to the Midwest to do some things, right? So get this. It's Monday, right? And this young lady, she took off Friday and Monday, put it in accordingly, 2 weeks notice, everything like that. Everything was covered and all that other stuff. This morning gets called into work because somebody else laid out.
Well, that's kind of typical.
But it's Monday morning, dude.
All the people that work really good and hard always have to make up for the people that don't work really good and hard. It's like the saying of listening to the people in all these other businesses of people going, I need hours. No, I can't work this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. You just got finished saying you needed hours, but now your lazy ass can't work.
Every week I fired people at the bowling center, but I fired a guy when I was doing the Red Zone thing.
Who goes into a bowling center looking for a job? Sorry, but it's funny. It just trips me out. Like, I never aspired to work in a bowling center. Who worked in a bowling alley? Who woke up one morning and said, "Hey, Mom, I'm going to be the guy that fixes the dropped pins"? I mean, who aspires? You know what? Al Bundy didn't even aspire to be a bowling guy. Like, do you just end up in a bowling alley? It's like the Claremont Lounge is where all the old strippers go. So what job do you have to have that when you lose that, your next option is the bowling alley?
Really?
If you get fired from the pawn shop, the next place to go is the bowling alley?
Wow.
I was once a mechanical engineer, and they laid me off. I got out in the bowling alley.
Second highest paid guy in the bowling center is the head mechanic.
Just for fun.
You hypocrite.
Which one?
You.
Why?
You sitting here talking about these lazy people getting off their bus, going to look for work, and then you want to complain if they go to find a job at a bowling alley.
No, I'm making jokes at this point because Mike was in the bowling alley. Hey,
do you know
again? Okay, well, Jeff Matthias, hold please. You just indicated it. When you have nothing else, you get a job at the bowling alley. See, thanks, Jeff Matthias. You gave me the information I needed.
That is just not. Do you know what my base pay was as a manager? It started at.
Oh my God! Somebody just typed, "I really wanted to be the shoe spray guy."
The front counter made about $10 an hour.
You must have been like 5 or 6 when you made that decision.
front counter guy made about $10 an hour. Then the person that was in charge of the front counter made about $12.50. Food and beverage manager made about $15 an hour. Assistant manager made about $17 an hour, and I made about $50,000 a year plus benefits.
Man.
Yeah, and of course I drank whatever I wanted to drink. I ate whatever I wanted to eat, and I bowled as much as I wanted to.
Look, the worst jobs I ever had. The first one was at a bakery. It's the first job I ever had. Was it a bad job? No. I was 15, 16 years old. It was a job. I worked in another bakery. One was Cup Foods. The second one was Ingles. Was it a bad? I don't know. I worked at a Hardee's. Well, I had been thrown out of school for fighting. duh. And mother said, if you're thrown out of school, like I could not go to any schools in DeKalb County for a year. And thank God didn't get arrested. So even though they did try to, mom said, you're going to work. So I got up at 4:30 every morning, was in Hardee's at 5 to 1 every day. A job was a job when I was, 16 years old. Village Inn, that was more of that was a play job. It's Panera Bread now, 138. Used to be Village Inn.
Well,
that was a play job, man. It was playing. I got into the world of construction. I don't know that I've really had a bad job. Like even when I was 14 doing roofing, it was hot and it was miserable, but it was still pretty fun. I don't know that I've ever had a bad job. Now doing electrical, I was in some bad places, but I don't know that I've ever had a job I just absolutely hated.
Assistant manager at BP.
But that wasn't bad.
Who aspires to work at a gas station?
I was working in a warehouse and got brought in as an assistant manager. That was a whole lot better.
BP was warehouse?
No, I was at a warehouse. I was working for a drug emporium.
Hell yeah.
As the receiver. I was considered the receiver, meaning all the trucks got unloaded and I had to check in all the material and everything. And then I decided I was going to go into management. And then once I got into management and I realized dealing with stupid people sucked, I couldn't stand doing it, because being an assistant manager means all the people that were just ignorant and did not want to learn how to count, like they could not count sodas, they could not count cigarette cartons, they could not count milk. And then I was like, this is not the job for me, because I can't sit here.
Glorified title. Too.
Yeah, it was just glorified title. I mean, it was, I had great hours. I mean, I got to do what I wanted to do, but then I just went ahead and got into construction, which is where I wanted to be to begin with.
Well, get this. Okay, I know you guys are going to know this too, and you're going to laugh. Okay, when I was growing up, if you were going to work at 14, you had to have a work.
You were growing up.
Yeah, I was going to say at 14, 15, we had to have a work permit.
A work permit. Now, get this. At 14 years old, after school,
with parents' signature, by the way.
After school, 14 years old, I had a job that I worked 30 plus hours at for $4 an hour at the Bonanza on Memorial Drive.
Yeah.
I washed dishes and took out
trash.
trash.
My buddy Woody worked at Midway Market.
Really? Washed dishes, took out trash.
Mark Wright, McDonald's.
Tables.
My cousin Donnie did McDonald's.
Had the worst security ever, too.
Get this. People would come in and eat. I would go bust their table with the bus pan. I would carry it in the back. I would set it up on the racks, wash it, send it through the Hobart, and then put it up. Then bring the stuff back out to the line to be used. You show me a 14-year-old kid now that would do that for $4 an hour.
Nobody.
Yeah. I'd work 6 hours. 6 hours at $4 an hour is $24, boys and girls.
That's right.
$24 before taxes. So you're probably looking at about $18.
Right.
Yeah. You're going to work 6 hours in the heat, in hot water, it just freaking burning your hand and slopping food and
Mike,
taking out trash for $18.
Mike,
what?
You seem like the person that would always be in hot water some way or another.
That's right.
Yeah, I do. I like hot tubs. Shut up, 3. Don't you have anything? Shouldn't you be looking for a job? It's Monday.
I think I remember one of the jobs I hated, I believe I worked is J.C. Penney's. When I came home from Hurricane Hugo, I had no car, and my buddy was doing their receiving and returns at J.C. Penney's, and I went there and did the linens. I had to work in the linen, so I took care of all homeware. Yeah, I did that for about 2 months. Got some money saved up to buy a little car to go get another job.
I'm gonna be honest. I can't.
Because that's what we do. You do what you have to do, whether you want to or not.
I can't fold stuff.
Landscape.
I didn't have to. It's all prepackaged. All I had to do was pick up it, go back. All I had to do is take a cart, go get it from receiving, and come out there and put it on a storage shed. I didn't even have to put it out front. All I had to do was keep it. I was like a quartermaster. All I did was keep it on the shelves for people to stock out on the front.
Oh, that's cool.
I did landscaping right after I graduated. Company up in Duluth. And we had gone out. This is on the 4th of July, on a holiday. We were working, and it was supposed to be a short day. The supervisor I was with, we went out, did an apartment complex over off of Grace Road in Norcross. We finished up like 11 o'clock, and he had said that morning, once we're done, we're done. 11 o'clock comes and goes, oh, we need to go help another supervisor. So we go down to some apartments over off of Lenox Road and get there, and we're having to unload a pine straw trailer, 53-foot trailer in the middle of July, or July 4th. It was 100 degrees out.
Wow.
Can you imagine what it's like with all that dust floating around inside?
Oh, yeah.
One other guy.
Poor
We're
baby.
sitting there slinging bales
No
of
rubber
pine straw
totion.
to the back of the truck.
No
The two
Gatorade.
supervisors kept going out getting stoned. And
Yeah,
then they would come back and tell us we weren't working hard enough.
that's right. That's right.
It was
Because it's
insane.
good to be the king, man.
Well, I tell you,
It was.
I remember, and I want to lead this into a conversation. It's kind of funny, but I remember when I was doing electrical work and it got slow with the company I was at, and another guy I know owned a pool business, and I ended up doing pools, working on pools, and it started out as I was just gonna, change out motors and stuff like
Did you
that.
ever get into the situations that you see with the pool boys?
That's
and the
that's okay.
conflicts
That's
and-
where I was going to go with this conversation. So hang tight. So I ended up getting to where I would show up to clean pools too, because if you're there to fix it, they go like, well, while you're there, could you vacuum it real quick?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So that way they don't send a second person
Can you
out.
pull out your hose for me?
So the part where I was going to lead is how many people think about jobs and only know the only thing they know about it is what they believe they've seen on TV. Like every bowling alley I think about when I think about people working there, it reminds me of like the movie with Woody Harrelson. Like you always think of the
King
worst, shadiest, slimiest bowling alley. Now, like with me, every time people said, "Oh, you work on pools," the first thing they ask is the stupid stuff he just asked. I will tell you, there was 2 to possibly 3 times I showed up somewhere and it was like something out of a movie. Like I showed up to one off of Club Drive and the pool had been shut down because of algae. Well, it had a very secluded privacy fence around it, so you couldn't see through the fence because when you drove down Club, you could see into the fence. So they put this big fence up, right, that you couldn't see into the pool area. Well, the pool was closed. But people who live there could still get in. You just, nobody was going to get in the pool. It was so nasty. So I walk in. It was a girl from the Pink Pony laid out. And it was just like the whole time, you got your sunglasses on. You're trying to work and you're trying not to stare. But she knows you're staring. You know you're staring. So she's doing certain things because she knows you're staring. That was the most, that was the most. And then another time I went to a woman's house and knocked on the door. Because if you pulled up to the garage, you would have to walk through her garage. So the roll-up door, you'd have to walk through the roll-up door to go out a glass door that put you in the backyard because it was fenced off. They kept it locked. So that's how we were supposed to go. So we would have to do that. So I went into the garage door and I had to turn right to knock on the kitchen door to say, hey, I'm here. Well, she comes walking up in nothing but like a blue button-down shirt like her husband's and nothing. And you couldn't see through it, but certain times the light would shine through. You're like hoping you could see through it. So I want everybody to start talking and texting and typing in of what job, when somebody tells you what they do, what do you associate it with? I mean, because every time I think of a bowling alley, it's like the movie Repo Man, where everything's like all screwed up. I can't ever think of a bowling alley being nothing but like a seedy, shady, everybody's drunk, stoned, heroin's getting sold in the friggin' bathroom, like an old crappy movie with a bus stop, Every time you think about the Greyhound bus station, you always think about these really low-grade movies, and I can't help it. It's just what I think about.
That's why they changed it from a bowling alley to a bowling center.
It's still a bowling alley.
Yeah, I know. But they used to get mad at us. You weren't allowed to use that terminology. One time they said that every time a customer comes through the door, they should be greeted and walk down to their lanes and shown how to use the equipment and help them pick out a ball and all this other stuff. And I said, oh, you got to be kidding me. You want them?
There's a hook around back that help pick out a ball.
Well, get this. This was at a district meeting. I was general manager. There was like 15 of us in there. And I said, wow, you're expecting them to have like an orgasm every time? Do you realize I was reprimanded? I was written up and I was asked to leave that meeting for saying you want them to have an orgasm when they come through the door. Now, to me, that's a joke. You see what I'm saying? If everything is top notch, class A's, light coat oil, tennis shoes, looking hot.
And where was this?
This was at I ran the bowling center here.
Okay, so that was the bowling now. See, like pawn shops, dude. When I go into like Cash America,
Pawn shops.
The pawn shops are the ones that are like corporate owned.
Yeah.
They at least wear nice shirts.
Yeah.
But every time I go in like a small pawn shop, all I think about is the con artist guy that works there. Well, you know, that thing's only worth about $5. And then you come back next week and he's got $250 written on it.
Oh,
and it's sitting over there on a shelf.
Well, I mean,
I can't help it, but
even,
every time I go in a pawn shop, I think about these stupid movies.
Even though we were corporate owned at the pawn shop, we did wear nice shirts and all. But guess what? All those people that worked there generally came up through the ranks of those little places you're talking about, and they were just dirtbags with nice shirts on.
That's exactly what I think about when I go in one, and I cannot help it.
Corporate America decided that the 25% interest that you can charge in Georgia on a monthly basis was completely legal. You could charge them $5 extra because they're making a late payment. You could do all these other crap to people, to people that are in need. You can just continuously screw them. But here was the thing. Corporate America got involved with the pawn business, and they decided that retail sales were going to be more money than all this other stuff. But how do you get merchandise to sell? You got to give loans on it.
Right.
Now get this. This is what a regional manager once told me.
We're going way too down this pipeline. I'm trying to stay with the seedy thoughts.
I know, but this is what the regional manager told me. This is how seedy he was. He told me, he said, you give them $1 for stuff and then you mark it up. We need to be like Family Dollar or Big Lots or something like that. And I'm like, we're a pawn shop, dude.
Right.
And you see what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter. They're still seedy. You should see what we used to do on title loans, dude.
What you got, Jeff? What do you fix to say?
Hopefully goodbye.
Left by design for about 9 months. Went to work with our delivery service. And this was on a Saturday. It's probably about 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. Made a delivery over in Norcross, our last stop of the day, delivering a bed for a lady. And we sat in front of her door for like 10-15 minutes, knocking, banging, getting ready to walk outdoors. She finally shows up. She's wearing her nightgown, kind of thin, long nightgown. Older, well, I'll say older, maybe mid-40s. At the time, I was about 25. So we go in, assemble her bed, and that was one of the things that we did extra to get tips was help make the bed and help set up. And we just went that extra step. You know, we didn't make great money.
You mean that extra mile?
That extra couple of inches.
Well, we're sitting there.
Oh my God. See, these are the stupid images that get painted in our heads when we hear about these people's jobs.
I'm on one side of the bed making it. The customer and my other guy was on the other side of the bed straightening up the bed. And we're just conversation while we're doing this, and it was the day after a holiday. And she was talking about how they had started partying like at 11 o'clock that morning, and by 3 o'clock she was wasted. Said she didn't wake up till like 4 o'clock that morning, and she was in bed with her neighbor. I'm like, okay. And she goes, and both of us were completely naked. Said she didn't have clothes on and I didn't. And we're going, she. So here's these two ladies.
Right.
I mean, our eyes are raised up. We're going, okay.
Right.
And she's just carrying on like it was no big deal.
She's just talking to you like you're just an old friend from the neighborhood.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, we both woke up naked. Neither one of us knew what was going on. We're both holding on to each other.
Those tequila nights, man.
And left. I threw on my nightgown, and then y'all show up.
Yeah, well, I mean, rent own, we had to do deliveries and pickups all the time. We were always getting, but they were never pretty.
Then when she been over with that nightgown on and it wasn't completely buttoned up, and God. My eyes lit up.
Like you've never seen
that before.
Oh my God. Ain't had it since it had you.
Mike, shut up. Let him talk.
Oh my God. Come on. I'm grossing. I'm grossing myself out over here.
Yeah, but it's not for you. It's for him to tell his story. Now shut up.
Jeff Matthias naked.
Shut up. I'm going to mute you. Let Jeff keep talking. Nobody's talking about Jeff naked, you fool.
Yeah, so when the guy saw my eyes light up, and he kind of glanced and saw that she had been over.
What?
He's like, don't you need to go clean the truck? I was like, yeah, I got the truck. You come over and finish this side of the bed. So I ran out to the truck, and he goes over making up the other side of the bed so he could get his peek. Good-looking lady for her age, nice body.
There's
Mike, zip it for a second.
I'm out.
So you're totally painting this image now that people from here on out are gonna see moving guys and go, yeah, because you know what I envision at this point. I envision y'all moving in my furniture, right? Say I order a bed and I'm not home and my wife's like in the living room. I envision y'all like copping a peep in the panty drawer now. You know, like you're those moving guys.
I guess. Well, no. I mean, we were professional, and then she'd been over and showed what she had. I was got my look, and then I
got my look. Like I got mine.
I'm straightening out the truck, and he comes back out with a couple of beers or something, and I had $20 tip. So she gave us $10 a piece, gave us a beer, and then invited us to the next party they had.
Of course.
No. She didn't give you guys $10 a piece in beer. She gave him $20 and some beer.
My wife's sitting here typing. I had a hot yard guy once.
Dang.
Yeah,
because it was 80 degrees or 90 degrees.
We had this one guy. His name was Jeff Boscarino, but we called him Jeff Botafuco because he was just like Danny Botafuco. I mean, identical, looked like him, acted like him. And he used to do that. He moved a warehouse manager for a company that we delivered for. It was a lady, of Asian descent, good looking lady. He moved to her house while she was at work. He was there for about 5 hours wearing her panties on his head.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he was a nut. I mean, he did. He went in. First thing he did is opened up a panty drawer, put them on his head, and moved her furniture the entire day with them on his head.
That's the kind of things. That's why when you hear about like pool boys, you always think the stupidest stuff. When you hear about the moving guys, you think about the stupidest stuff. The bowling alley, the liquor store guys, dude. The stuff I've heard from liquor store guys or about liquor store guys, I'm just sitting here like, you know, you just sit here and shake your head, you know, you just have to shake your head.
It's like the bars. I mean, the Wooden Nickel. If you knew some of the parties that went on after they closed.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Just like the Oasis.
Yeah, I was gonna say every strip club has its stories of the people that work there. And you know, but it's more of when you think about these guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so you think about having a moving guy come to your house where you're automatically going, oh my God, does anybody know a good moving company? Because I just don't want any weirdo in my house. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's that sort of thought, that sort of thing. So that's why it's like, you know, it's kind of like do you know a maid? Yeah, nobody just wants just any maid in their house because you're already going, oh my God, you know, you've seen these movies, you have these stereotypes built in your head of what is happening, you know?
I'm
thinking more about, are you stealing some jewelry?
Oh,
you know?
Yeah, I guess I went the other way.
Yeah, see, you were thinking, well, no, but Mike, you just proved a point. Some guys trying to look at it as a hot sexual thing, and then other people are looking at it like, man, you're letting these people in your bedrooms clean. They're supposed to be cleaning your house, but you're letting them in your bedrooms, real close to all your personal possessions that might mean the most to you. Grandma's earrings, grandma's old bracelet, grandma's old watch, that sort of stuff.
Kind of got to think for grandma, huh?
No, but I'm bringing up family heirlooms that mean the most to you that a maid could just put in their pocket and walk out, and you have no clue that it just happened. My point is every time when you hear about these things, you automatically think these things. That's why I'm bringing up anybody would like to text in. I mean, look, Ravens, talk about handyman. You know, how many bad scenarios have you been in?
Well, I mean, that, you know, that's kind of, I don't think I'd let anybody I really didn't know. And I probably wouldn't let anybody just off of a reference be there without me being there too.
Well, and see, like when I think of guys that are doing floors, I now think of stoners. And the reason I do, Jeff Matthias and I both have a friend named Ken that was just like the biggest con artist when he would do hardwood floors. And he's going to give you 4 coats of poly, and he'd really give you 1 good coat and 1 watered down coat. You would never get 4 coats of poly. That's no, but he sold you on it. And he was just a con artist. And then some brothers that I knew that did it, they were both of them complete drunks and stoned all the time. How many painters do you know that are just alcoholics? Like, you know, it may be in front of the customer, they seem so great, but golly, dude, you hang out with them, you're like, you're never painting my house.
Like
my house does not need to look like Picasso.
You think of DJs, you think
somebody
of
was
drunk,
waving.
drug addict.
What's that? Who's that?
When I think of DJs,
You got
Go to the door.
You got the dog or what?
It's your man crush. Get your Vaseline ready.
well, you just let anybody in there, don't you?
Well, it's the guy that Mike rubbed down that one time. He came back for more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, it's that damn stereotype. Mike needs to understand. You go rubbing a guy down with Vaseline, he's gonna come back.
Yeah, his preference is Asian, though.
Yeah, you rub a guy down with Vaseline, don't be surprised if he don't come back. It's kind of like don't feed the neighbor's cat because the cat's going to come back over expecting some more food. So, well, look, let me get out of here. Let's go to a commercial. Yeah, man, we've talking over a lot. We'll be back.
Bye.
Appreciate it. All right, everybody, we have been just talking it up today. Give us a few minutes. We'll be right back. More just for friggin' fun in the morning. Truthfully, let's get everybody involved here. What is something that you just like in your mind, you stereotype is the worst kind of thing to have? Whether you as a person would never want to have that job because it would be stereotype bad, or you wouldn't want that at your house because it's stereotype bad, that sort of scenario. Let's just open this up. Let's just have some great conversations, be silly for a minute, get past some of the presidential crap. We'll be right back. Staying for a minute, you going? I mean, it's just up to you if you want to hang out. Yeah, you got my sugar.
Did Crystal tell you?
Nuh-uh.
She's like, God. Oh, we must have been talking about it. And then I was like,
Because when I came down. Dude, it's split that way too. That link split right now. Oh.
man,
You gotta let me know, man.
It was great.
Well, he wasn't there to rub you down because he was at Latino Fest. Hey, you didn't even tell me if you went, by the way.
I didn't. I had to take my.
Okay, I figured you didn't. You didn't talk about it.
So I got.
Do I need to mute you?
No. I mean, I passed my test.
Oh, that's good. Do I?
Your piss tester.
Finally. So look, he was like.
Did you?
Crystal's back. She's gonna be excited. Sugar's here.
Did you have to tell them everything before the test?
Listen, you might want to mute this part. he goes. He said something. He goes, "Have you ever looked at child pornography?" I said, "Yeah, when I was 7, I used to look straight down."
I watched the Muppets. I mean, golly.
I know you're neglected.
Bella, come on, leave him alone.
Bella, it's okay.
Or tape tail.
Tape tail.
She didn't even let it phase her. Like it bothered her, you could tell. But
She's
she's
cool with crowds. Could you take her to some of your events?
Yeah. She's actually totally opposite of what you believe. Everybody comes in here and thinks, "Oh my God, she'll kill you," and then you take her out in public, and she's just a big old crybaby.
You're a big baby now. It's okay. Yeah. So what do you do? You're saying, Mike, you weren't in Bike Fest.
Final exams.
Oh.
I think I failed advanced aerodynamics. If not, I got a D.
Dude, that's some good music you played to wake up too.
Oh yeah, because I was down here just getting the station going. I guess you were listening when I did the switch over.
I listen overnight.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good because last night there was no commercials. I pulled the commercials off
Are you still running cuss words on? I mean, are you on late night? Are you okay with
well, no, that one's not supposed to have any. So people have just been taking pictures and sending me snapshots.
I forgot the name of it now.
Yeah, just snapshot them anytime you hear it. Just for fun. And we is back.
Hey, my little one's got a doctor's appointment today at 3. I got to go up to Loganville, and I'm going to go.
You going to the Winky doctor?
No.
Well, you said your little one's got a doctor's appointment.
My son. God.
Oh, I thought you were talking. I thought maybe you were going to the penis doctor.
You're in a weird.
No, but the way you said it,
have you ever looked at child pornography?
Like you winked.
Answer the question.
You winked at me.
I did not wink at you. I got
you winked at me and said,
"Hey,
my little one's got a doctor appointment," and I thought you were flirting again.
Hey, have you ever looked at child pornography?
No, I was a child when I looked at pornography, though. Well, no, technically,
oh God, here we go. Here it comes.
No, but technically, because there was some things in the late 90s, maybe early 2000 with Tracy Lords going after the.
Remember her?
So technically, if she was underage, then I guess maybe I did.
I remember the
you remember that
Lords thing. That was
she had fake IDs when she was doing the stuff, and then. All of a sudden, she found Christ and went back and sued all the people that she did movies with.
Big time. God, she was so.
But she's the one
at like 14 or 15.
Yep, but she's the one that did it. I mean, you know what I mean?
I'm having to Google that because it's before my time.
Yeah, man. You've probably seen her in like some cheesy B-rated sci-fi movies because that's what she tried to get into was mainstream acting. But it's hard to go from the P word to PG. You know what I mean? It doesn't work like that.
Man.
Usually you do the PG movies and then your career tanks and then you go to the P word. You don't usually go
the other way. It doesn't work. God, but I wish Maria Osmond would.
Yeah, because like we
man.
That's her.
Yeah. And you got to remember what era that is. That was.
But you can't even find like stuff anymore because it's all been kind of like banned because it was technically it's illegal.
Oh, word.
Yeah, she was pretty.
That's the 80s when she started trying to become.
She was pretty doggone beautiful for that time frame.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
No, they hung up. Well,
I don't blame them.
It said unknown, so we were gonna play with them and be stupid for a minute.
Whenever it comes up unknown or restricted, do you ever answer the phone like that? I always go, "Hello, unknown. Hello, unrestricted."
Yeah. See, that's supposedly. That's supposedly when. But see, some of you got to remember, she might have started out young.
Yeah.
But she ended up growing into the right age. But it was only like her stuff that was before her legal age that I mean it was kind of a situation. What it was is she was poor and she wanted some money, so she was going to sue whoever she could sue to get her money.
Oh yeah.
So
definitely.
It's just funny that's the world we were in though.
Yep, and that is so wild because I haven't.
Yeah, man, she does sci-fi flicks.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, man.
B-rated stuff now.
Yeah.
Yep, she had the big hair and all. Heck yeah.
Well, you know, back then it was the Olivia Newton-John sweatpants and leg warmers and Just for Fun Radio.
Good morning. Long time no hear.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God.
Hey, next time they call with a block number, answer the phone, say the job's done, but there's blood everywhere, and then hang up.
Yes.
Yeah, that's funny. In 1970.
Next time I'll be like, where am I supposed to put?
That was funny.
Where am I supposed to put the body? Okay, bye.
Bye. God. He's got to get a job.
So this weekend, by the way, is the Pink Pooch Parade. It's at 1 o'clock on Sunday.
I'm going to be a judge. I'm going to be a judge. I'm going to be a judge.
That's not even funny.
I'm going to be a judge.
Were you trying to tell jokes? I mean, are you trying to be funny here? Because your comedy stuff is not doing so well.
I was funny with the fly.
I know somebody stole my joke. I had a whole thing I was going to do on that fly. My jokes are funny. Okay, and look, I'm going to be a judge, and just for that, I hope you bring your stinky duct tape dog.
No, I don't bring my dog to that.
I know
event.
Because she wouldn't win nothing.
Well, no, it's because I'm working. No, I can't.
No. She's ugly. She wouldn't win.
And
she has no talent.
You are an idiot. No, wait. Are you talking to yourself in the mirror again? Because you're right. Ugly and have no talent. You're right. You don't.
I am a sexy mofo, and your dog is ugly, stinks, and got duct tape on her tail.
You got duct tape on your tail too.
You got duct tape on your tail.
Mike's figured out the only way he can keep the from going across his underwear is with duct tape.
She seems neglected. That's why she always comes.
Oh my God, y'all are pathetic.
That's why you don't bring your dog because people.
Y'all are pathetic losers.
You know what? Your dog wouldn't.
How are we on this? Can we go back to the Pink Pooch Parade, dude?
Yeah, that's
what are you gonna? What are you judging?
Well, there are so many categories.
Best doggy style. I mean, what is it that you're judging? What
is with you today?
No, I'm asking what qualifies you to judge anything.
point.
No, what makes you qualified
What
to
is
judge
with you?
anything?
I
Bella-
gotta tell you,
Bella
I'm
could win best in tail class.
Yes.
best duct tape.
So what qualifies you to judge anything?
Because I had 1 million likes on the pink. I've been promoting the pink puppy
Oh my
parade.
God.
The pink puppy.
Pink Pooch Parade.
Yeah, I've been promoting that a whole bunch. So I got like over 1 million people that are going to be there this weekend.
No,
and
not happening.
By doing that, Tara said, "Military Mike, with your nose so bright, will you judge our pink pooch festival parade and food event?" And I was like, "Yes, ma'am, I will. I would be honored. I'm telling you, there are going to be so many different awards and so many different categories. You know what? No, I'm sorry, Scotty. I don't think Bella would win anything."
You know what I just did? I allowed him to talk, waste just minutes of people's lives while I'm over here answering text messages.
Do not say I wasted
because
time,
there's
that's what
nothing he
Anderson Cooper
said,
last
nothing that he said was had any value.
Can we take Bella anyway? Because I'll babysit her that night.
No, I got to get her shots.
Yeah, you need to get her shot.
They just sent me the message, the email to remind me that her parvo and all her shots are due.
I'll show her with her cute little ducktail. We'll get some of that stylish and colored ducktail.
Yeah,
it'll
duct
work.
tape.
You know,
Zebra.
Duct tape.
Yeah,
zebra skin.
I got some pink duct
Can't
tape.
look.
I'm gonna put on it.
Oh, that poor dog. I swear, to
Mike,
God.
you're an idiot.
If I could spell the SPCA, I'd call him.
Again, what makes you qualified to do anything?
Oh,
The bowling alley?
no. What qualified?
Because you
What
used
qualified?
you used to huff
a human flesh.
you used to huff all
I'm
the
just
fluid that was supposed to be sprayed on them
Right.
shoes.
Here I am. I'm just a lump of flesh. Right here.
Jeff
Big lump of-
Mathias, I cannot say that.
Yeah. Jeff Mathias, go drink a bottle of cheap Robitussin and leave me alone. There are no paper towels in the champagne room. Get it? No paper towels in the champagne room.
Was that supposed to be funny?
I'm just a lump of flesh. I can't generate any humor.
So are you actually going to show up to the Pink Pooch Parade?
I'm a judge.
You were supposed to MC some stuff and talk on a microphone yesterday at the Latin Day, if you remember correctly.
Supposed to MC.
You were supposed to get up and talk, and
I apologize.
and you no show Mike.
Yeah, well, final exams for my college, for my master's degree took precedence. So sorry about that. That whole master's degree thing is kind of like a paying gig.
You're paying it.
I'm
though.
paying it, yeah.
It's not paying you.
$1,500 a class.
So what I missed today? What have you already talked about?
Of course,
The bike show yesterday?
No,
but it was a good bike show.
It was good weather.
Very,
The weather
very
was
good. Yeah, the
weather
yesterday
great.
was awesome.
There you go. Y'all talk about something relevant. Good idea.
Yeah,
well, we were both there. You weren't. So
No.
man. Good one.
You are right.
That was a good one.
And then you won't be honest with us and tell us if you showed up at this other was the Brazilian festival you're supposed to be at?
The Brazilian Wax Festival. There was him and some duct tape.
Is there
Mansfield?
Is there a Brazilian festival? Is that volleyball stuff? Man, I used to like women's tennis, but they made them stop going. So now I'm kind of into Brazilian volleyball. And you know what? Brazilian beach volleyball is a lot different than Brazilian college volleyball inside a gym.
He is just rambling on with other useless information.
The shorts that they wear on the beach are kind of weird looking. It's kind of like they haven't really made up their mind between a thong or shorts. So it's kind of like a shorts.
How about football? Let's talk about football.
No,
and I don't mean hold on.
Nope.
NFL. The ladies football. We were watching clips. Me and my wife was watching clips.
Lingerie.
Other than these ladies wearing the weird, they've got shoulder pads on. They have T-shirts on.
Is that a chick?
I said, look, they still do it at the CrossFit gym I go to.
I'm sure.
So ladies football. So the ladies are wearing, I'm typing it in here to pull up a picture. They're wearing like a half shirt, which is very strange.
I don't care for that.
So the just shut up, Mike, while I deal with this. You're not joining in on this conversation. Like, I don't care for this, and you're not even listening.
I'm talking to
I know.
our
I'm
guests.
messing with you. I know, but our listeners don't have a clue.
Well, did you just say our listeners don't have a clue? You told me I was wasting my time. Now you're
So look what they wear. Like, okay, they're wearing shoulder pads. Those shirts they're making the women wear just so you can see them in a bra is stupid.
You know who one of
Why are you even making them wear a shirt at that point?
You know who the owners are of this? This has been going on for a couple of years now.
Yeah, Gene Simmons and them.
I
know. But
Ace Frehley, I believe.
Don't we have an Atlanta team?
I think so.
I don't know. But it's Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons' own one team.
Right.
But my point is, that's silly to have a shirt that looks like that. At that point, put the shirt on. But what we were
silly.
What is the point of that shirt?
To see her breast.
But what is the point for the shirt? The shirt, it just stops right. All it's doing is covering the friggin' shoulder pads.
Who wants to see
no.
Yeah,
that's a workout shirt. That's a workout for your pads.
Who cares at that point? Everybody wants to see the boobs. Anyways, we was watching these clips, right, which I'm having to find. What's neat is some of these chicks are playing better. I mean, better than NFL guys. These girls are like friggin' going at it. What is it considered? The NLF?
The LFL.
National Ladies Football League?
No, the Lingerie Football League.
No, it's not.
LFL.
No.
You got it right here.
LFL.
LFL.
I watch
and
it.
apparently the Atlanta has the Atlanta Steam.
Yeah.
But it's not considered lingerie, Mike.
Well, it was when it first came out.
Which we're only one in
But
3.
these chicks, dude, some of these chicks are like smoking.
And wait a minute.
They're hot. But some of them, I mean, even the hot ones are beating the hell out of people. Like this girl right here that they just showed her face. Watch, see if it pops back up. She hauled off and just wailed on a girl.
What do you think the first L is?
Ladies.
It's lingerie.
Well, the clip we were watching, they're trying to call it Ladies Football
He just told me, Mike, it's not lingerie.
Or maybe
they're not playing in lingerie.
Did they change it? Didn't it used to be Lingerie Football League? They might have changed it.
It's the LFL. Lingerie.
Unfortunately, look, it's still calling it lingerie.
I know. Oh, yeah, but I don't know nothing. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're a pervert. Nobody listens to you. The point I'm making. So these girls are out here wailing, and I mean, it's like watching a friggin' hockey show. These girls, you know, our football league, you don't see them fight like that. These girls are like beating the hell out of each other. There's, I mean, you know, what do they call it? Spearing them when somebody's running one direction, and this girl just comes up, leans over, her right shoulder just goes right into this other girl's rib cage and just pushes her right out of bounds. I mean, they are vicious.
It's the same as arena football because I've seen girls slammed into the wall.
Well, you know, some of it is under scrutiny, shall we say, about being fake, about being staged. Because if you see some of the hits and all, they really do look like it's kind of almost set up.
I always thought hockey was that way because I've been to some few hockey games.
You talking about NHL hockey?
Yeah, I mean, just coming.
I follow NHL, so I'm going to say.
Watch this. Here's just a quick clip, just so you get what I'm saying. Oh, of course, it's not going to show it. It's just neat. It's just neat watching these girls. Watch this. They're just sacking each other like it's nothing.
You know what? I just realized why they have to wear a shirt. I think I might have figured it out. Is there a number on the back, maybe?
Well, not only that, but it holds your pads in place. When you play football, when you go out and you're not in full dress and you're just in pads, you wear that.
Video, Scotty. Oh, you missed it.
You wear that little half T-shirt that tucks up under, and it holds your shoulder pads in place.
Well, who knows?
God, man. You're just freaking all over me today.
It's Monday.
No, look to the middle here.
That's what I was looking for, just to see what would pop up.
You know, I got to tell you that if you do watch it and you see some of them the way they, you know, because it's arena style, so the out of bounds is basically this like padded wall, and I'm sure it's not padded like, you know, you're not getting hurt. I'm sure these girls get hurt, but it's kind of like ladies roller derby, you know?
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. It was a lot like that.
Everybody always said roller derby is fake, but if you've ever gone, I don't even know if they still have it, but we used to go as kids, and roller derby when we were kids, people were bleeding. People were.
Well, it's like back in our day, professional wrestling.
Oh man,
don't see some wrestling, and they were beating each other with chairs like it was nothing.
And you know what? Nobody was holding their hand up.
That's
and
right.
Stopping the chair. I mean, they were freaking whale. What was the first cage match you ever saw?
Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes.
Man, I saw Abdullah the Butcher. This dude was biting everybody he could get anywhere near, and there was blood and body parts. This was not fake. This guy was biting people.
Right.
And they were knocking the hell out of him for it. But back then, I think the guys were pretty much just Harley Davidson, biker guys and big muscle guys and all that other stuff that they basically didn't teach them how to fake it. They taught them how to get in there and make it entertaining. But then it went to, the fireworks. They're starting to do that with MMA now. It's just.
And I watched an MMA match here today, and I was like, really?
I'm
really disappointed about it.
Same here.
Wow.
I like it when it was ultimate cage fighting. Before they changed to MMA with all the rules.
You ever see any of the lower, what would be the farm leagues for like strike force fighting and stuff like that?
Yeah, I've gone to, there's a Brazilian jiu-jitsu school in McDonough.
Yeah.
And I've gone out and watched some of their competitions.
Yeah, one of my buddies used to go to all the race, what is it, Gracie's, the Gracie Academies and stuff.
Gracie's came up. They really did make Brazilian jiu-jitsu and Aikido,
And I mean, obviously your wins and weight class matter, but I mean, from my understanding, they judge you on how many years you've been taking.
Right.
Yeah, my buddy is a brown belt with the Gracie jiu-jitsu system, and he's basically been doing it about 20 years now. Still hasn't got his black belt.
We had a guy that used to do electrical work with us named Robert. It was either Robert or Richard. I say he was a little guy because he had lost a lot of weight, but he was going to all the Gracie stuff, right? So he lived in Macon. Because he wanted to go to the schools up here, he was driving from Macon to work with us in Norcross so he could go to the class. Because he's like, if I get off work in Norcross, I'm already here to go to the class, and then I'll just have to drive back home.
Sensei Stabile right here in Conyers teaches Ninho Goshin Aikido, which is more of a traditional Japanese art. But basically, Aikido has portions of jiu-jitsu in it. The difference is that jiu-jitsu will have an aggressive move or will become the aggressor.
The ground game.
Well, Aikido has that as well, but Aikido is self-defense. You see what I'm saying? Is there's no Aikido competitions because you're both being in a self-defensive posture. But I'm here to tell you, I took Aikido with the Stabiles for years and years and years. My ex-wife was with us, and all three of my kids took it as well. And I can tell you what, my daughter, who worked for the sheriff's office, I can't tell you how many times she just used some of the small techniques that she learned in the years that she took Aikido with them. And she said it was amazing to see how it worked. Now, I worked obviously military security, and I worked in the nightclubs. I would recommend that everybody, especially in this day and age with the freaking clowns and all that other stuff, I would recommend everybody take some form of martial arts, but please be careful. These places that say get a gi and get your black belt for $99.99, they're just giving you the belts. I hope you understand that. And nobody's afraid of you if you say, hey, I got a black belt. That just doesn't work anymore. But in this day and age, man, I think women need to have some form of martial arts and some type of formal training on
pressure points.
Well, and I was trying to go to that point with Richard taking the Gracie stuff. He wasn't taught to be an aggressor.
No,
he was all grappling.
Yeah,
but it was all bending stuff the direction it's not supposed to go. And he had a gentleman about your size that was a boss of his in Macon, which is how he ended up working with us. Who kept, they were like after hours was playing poker in the job, or in the office rather. And the owner doing some shots was like, oh, I don't think you can handle blah, 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 blah. And he says, and Richard's like, no, I don't, this is just something I do for training. And the guy kept on and on and on until he finally leans over and smacks Richard Says, let's go outside. I want you to show me that this works. I don't think you can show. Well, let's just say when Richard knocked him unconscious, this went on for a couple of minutes. They ended up outside. Richard, and I don't mean Richard punched him. Richard got him on the ground, bent his neck one way, his shoulder was one way, his hand was another way around his head, and then he ended up elbowing him on the side of his forehead, temple area, and just knocked him out and left him alone. And he walked off. Richard's like, I went to go get my car. He said, I knew this was fixing to get bad. He said, the guy stood up and got a gun. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. And he said, dude, I told you not to mess with me. I told you I didn't want to do this. This is just what I do. This is just self-defense. I don't want to mess with you. And then you brought up clowns, which I know is changing the subject. But
well, you said to bring it up because of the
Last night, my stepsister, had sent me a message. Her daughter is probably 6 years old. They live in the Winder-ish area. 6 years old. Kimmy and one of her friends were walking back to Kimmy's house, which would be AKA my sister's house. And two guys dressed as clowns chased them back to the house. I said there would have been a 9mm hanging out that front door, and I would have shot them. I don't care how funny you thought you were being. You just chased my daughter back into my yard. The second you came into my yard, you are a threat to your own life as well as mine. I can't believe these guys, man. These people are taking this way too far.
I was in a local store last week, and it was probably about 9:30, 10 o'clock, and there was a person running around scaring the kids with a clown mask on, whole clown suit, stage blood on the front.
You got to be. I mean, you got to be stupid.
Thank you to Newton County's finest.
Yeah, man.
Came out very quickly and
good.
Little teenager,
little dumbass.
I'm here to tell you now.
That's what the officer told him. I was like, wow.
Yeah. Now get this. I mean, I live on a farm. I got 150 acres. It's fenced. You come inside that fence, your ass belongs to me. But is Scotty, seriously, if somebody comes in the yard chasing, you know what? That goes from me being a dad to me being somebody that needs to teach you a little bit about life. And
well, my thing is you become, you're not just there. You're not trick or treating. The second you begin chasing somebody, you now have become the aggressor, and that puts me in a defense mode.
And here's the thing: of course, we're always going to be dads because we've got little ones. But here's the deal: is after that point of me going, oh, okay, it was just a joke. You're probably still going to get an ass whooping, or at least get some pain brought your way to remind you the next time you want to put on that clown mask. What it feels like every time you take a breath.
But what makes people go to this level?
They're idiots.
I mean, are we just really thinking that we're just going to be funny like that? And
they want attention.
And it's just okay.
They want attention, man. Dude, there are people that are wearing clown outfits that are getting shot.
Well, I told you there was that one video of the guys dressed as clowns and other guys walk out of a parking deck, and they thought they were going to be funny and make a move towards the individuals that came out of the parking deck. And the guys that came out of the parking deck, one of them just walks over and just starts clocking. I mean, just pounding on this guy. How do you think you can do this? What is wrong with people?
Yeah, I tell you what, I was working with South Carolina Law Enforcement Division one time when I was stationed up there, and we were all mustering. You know what that means? We were in a parking lot.
You eating hot dogs?
No, we were in a parking lot, and we were all getting our gear on while we were being briefed. It's called a muster formation. All right, a guy walks up to us, and from behind him, he pulls out an Uzi squirt gun.
Oh, no.
Now, there must have been 20 military guys with M4 shotguns and pistols. And then there was probably twice that many law enforcement, like SWAT type guys. SLED is kind of like the GBI, but for South Carolina. This guy walks up and goes, will this get me in trouble? And he's got an Uzi squirt gun. Do you realize how many people drew on him?
Well, they're making a big deal now about this cop that shot a kid that had pulled a BB gun. But the question is the cop supposed to stand there?
Yeah, you're as a cop.
I'm supposed to stand there and evaluate whether I believe you're fixing to shoot me with a real gun or a BB gun.
Yeah.
And I don't get where anybody believes we're just supposed to sit there and wait to determine what it is.
I believe that. I believe all law enforcement officers should stand there and take at least one round before they return fire.
Is
that not the dumbest thing in the world?
You're an idiot.
But think about what's going on, Scotty. Don't return fire until you're fired upon. Oh my God, that's awesome. Don't return fire until fired upon.
So
Have you ever heard
that's
that?
awesome too.
That's very
Have you ever
cool.
heard that before? You know what? I spent 28 years in the military, and I never heard that.
Around at the bottom. Look on the hand.
On the bottom.
Look on the hand.
Oh yeah, God, look at that.
That's bad. Huh?
Stab him in
So,
the
That's
forehead.
a scorpion.
I believe once I've heard that's against the law to wear a mask. Actually, I mean, obviously,
Yeah, you're
in
concealing
Georgia,
your ID,
in Georgia,
your
Concealing
identity.
your identity,
It's
that's what it was.
illegal.
except on Halloween, obviously.
Right.
Well,
And technically, that's illegal. Where they just
I think-
allow it.
Does a lot of people go trick or treating anymore?
I don't know, man. I think they're doing this trunk or treat
We do
a lot
everything
more
at the
now.
church,
Right.
So I know that Cross Point Christian always does a huge trunk or treat. I mean, like I said, I live on a farm, dude. Ain't nobody coming on that property to go trick or treating.
Right.
I can barely get FedEx deliveries or UPS deliveries.
Let's go together, Mike.
Well, I turned my front porch light off and just leave my floodlights on just so you know not to even come to my door. I just
Is that still the rule?
who in their right mind? Hey, look, back a couple years ago, there was people that would attempt to come to our house, but my problem is the traffic is so stupid sick now. Who in their right mind would allow their kids to trick or treat on my road?
That just makes me so mad.
It's like a game of Frogger out there.
you cut all your lights off and people still come knocking on your door.
I was about to say, is that still a thing? If you turn your lights out, that means don't come to the
Yes,
door?
that's supposed to be your thing.
But
Look, speaking of Frogger, look, I just
funny.
passed that.
We got to do something.
Since
with
we're
that,
looking
man.
at Frogger and stuff like that, what happened to the vehicle yesterday?
Huh?
The vehicle you showed me yesterday at the bike event.
I'm lost.
The one that you pulled your bus in.
Oh, it was still there when we left.
Oh, okay. I was
Somebody left a car. It wasn't supposed to be on the square. They left it in front of the old courthouse. And I pulled my bus. I backed my bus up. And when I say this, Mike, I mean it to the fullest extent. His bumper was maybe 6 to 8 inches from my bus. He wasn't going to get it out of there. He probably could have, but most likely he wasn't going to get his bus out. I mean, his bike, his car out.
Mike,
I mean,
you couldn't fit the Yeti cup.
that Yeti cup would
Yeti
not
cup
have
would
gone.
not fit through
Look,
that.
that's about how much room was between the two.
Remember that movie where the guy pulls up next to
Yeah.
the car, the guy cuts him off, the guy pulls up to the car and he goes, "Hey, you can't park there." He goes, "Yeah, I can."
It was like I just went up there. I had my daughter with me, and I was like, I just came say, "Hey, Scotty, you know what's up?" He's like, "Here, let me show you this."
I had to because it was too funny.
So
I just got you and Mike need to be careful walking around with all those clown shootings.
Was that Matthias?
No. Anonymous
and, you know,
text message.
And let me explain something. I just want to make it perfectly clear to everyone. Yesterday, I took my 2 grandkids out because their birthdays are all in the same week. And we went to Waffle House to eat because that's where they wanted to
Pardon
go.
me.
And then we went to Wally World to get some little gifts. He wanted a video game. She got this like big pillow and all this other junk. Okay, so here's the deal. My grandson bumps into me and he looked at me like shocked. And I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "You're carrying a gun." And I went, "And I have a permit to carry it." And he goes, "That's so cool, Poe." You see what I'm saying?
Right.
He's 13 years old and he was happy. He felt better about the whole
Yes.
situation during the day because his grandfather was armed.
Or
That's a
you-
beautiful
was it
thing.
concealed? Though?
Yeah, it was concealed.
So
We
you
were
weren't- you weren't-
somewhere Friday night and all of us were concealed.
You weren't like walking sideways like some of the people I see do. Hey, look what I've got.
What are you
does.
pointing at me for?
He does. He'll bump into you. He'll be
Hey,
No, no, no.
hey,
I
how's it
won't.
going?
I won't just accidentally bump into
look,
you.
You like
look,
my- you like-
No.
look.
If you act,
You like my sig?
no,
Looks
if
good,
you
doesn't it?
I had some guys that came into Little Phillies
Oh, so you're a Glock guy.
that were
huh?
trying to start something by trying to mean mug us and cut us eyes and everything.
or not let us buy.
And
We
as
had
I
go
tried to
around.
walk by to go to the bathroom, I said, "Excuse me," and they wouldn't move. And then I finally said, "Excuse me" again, and they just kind of turned to look at me, and he didn't move. So I made sure I pulled my right arm in so that my Glock would just race and just rub the back of his spine. He felt my gun go across his spine. But they didn't mean mug us after that either.
Well,
But you're not going to sit there and come out. There was three little hood rats come up in there and thought they were going to mean mug everybody in the place and make everybody feel, you know.
What if you just cocked and popped a shell out? Hey, did you drop this?
Here,
I,
want one?
I think he got my hint.
Well, you know what's really funny is that for some reason, and Scotty, how tall are you? 6 something, right?
6'1".
6'1". All right, I'm right there, at maybe 6 foot on my tippy toes with shoes on. And
with his high heels on.
Yeah, and I'm 300 pounds, right? How much you weigh, Scotty? 240?
Yeah.
I mean, so
let's go with that.
It's not a pushover. You see what I'm getting at?
That's what I weigh.
It's not two scrawny little dudes like Jeff Mathias. Okay?
Jeff Mathias has a pot belly now. You leave him alone.
He really does. All right, but Jeff Mathias with his keys in his pocket, soaking wet with everything.
He might be 190.
Maybe 1.5.
I had someone in Athens a few weeks ago. Wouldn't get out of my way, so I just reached down and grabbed him in the collar and said, "Hey, look, you got a problem, bud?"
Man, I tell you what. And here again, I'm jumping over to the Aikido, but one of our instructors.
Are these guns legal to carry?
Yes, if you have a permit and if they're exposed with Vaseline.
And the tank top.
That's not really a tank top.
I'm still mad about that incident at the Chinese buffet.
Why?
I have not forgiven you for that, by the way.
Why? Calling you out when you're trying to flirt with somebody?
Yeah, that hurt.
What do you mean it hurts?
I'm trying to develop something in thin air, and you sit there and you yell across the restaurant, and you say,
I think what your misunderstanding is if I can't have you, nobody can.
That's fine.
That was friggin' just horrible.
Go with that.
Like this gentleman was like smiling and talking to this young lady who was making some food.
She was very cute.
And Mike, yell out well, don't yell here, but say what you yelled out.
Well, I yelled across the restaurant because he was eyeballing some chick trying to make me jealous. And I said,
he was trying to talk to her. He wasn't trying to make you jealous.
He kept looking up at me.
He was looking up at us like, look, I'm talking to this girl.
He was like, look, Mike.
No, he wasn't. He was like, hey, look at this cute girl I'm talking to.
When Mike said it, I turned as red as that.
Say it, Mike. What'd you say? And everybody in the Chinese restaurant heard this.
And it was pretty much, don't you dare talk to her, you're mine, or something to that
effect.
And
everybody looked at me like.
That's not the way you said it. You said it with a little twang.
Well, yeah, of course.
Say it again. Say it the way you said it.
I was like, don't you talk to her. You know you're mine. Don't deny my love. Something like that.
Mike, you're mine, you silly little thing.
And when they did this, I'm like, oh, my God. The girl just like folded it. She had a to-go box anyway. She just folded the lid and was gone.
Well, what's his name? That was sitting behind us there. Yeah.
Yeah,
she left. And then who was that was already there with us?
Jeff was with us.
Jeff got up, went to the restaurant.
Even Jeff, listen, Jeff, who was Looney Tunes, even was like, this is too much for me.
If I can make Jeff Mathias uncomfortable.
Yeah, if you can make Jeff Mathias uncomfortable enough that he leaves the room.
Scotty knows. See, Scotty and I have gone off and done stuff with,
Whoa, could you please reword that? I don't like the way Scotty knows because he's been with me when we've gone off and done stuff. No, the hell we haven't done stuff.
Do you want me to play the video?
Oh my
God!
Post the video. You so need to rephrase how you're
13,000 on our Facebook page
you
today.
Have lost your mind.
Would you like me to post the video of you standing right here?
You've lost your mind.
Saying, Mike, I want your body.
I never said that.
Oh my God. A little fact check going on?
Fact check? Really?
Oh, I got the video, dude.
I said I wanted you to do something for me at a show. I never said I want you.
Your body.
Oh, you are so messed up.
Oh my God. All right. See, you're making me do this.
I might have said I want your body in that chair doing that show, but I've never said I want your body.
You said
you've lost your mind.
I want your body. You did. Yeah. Oh, Scotty.
So, anywho, we need to shoot off the commercial.
We do. And I'm going to have to find this video and I'm going to have to fact check you. I'm sorry.
You're not fact checking anybody. All right, we'll be right back, everybody. It's Just Fun in the Morning.
I need to make sure I get that disinfectant on these. I don't want to end up with staph.
No, that's all done and gone. Plus, Steph's purple headphones.
Look, Stephanie hit me yesterday. I said, yeah, I heard you hadn't been on the show in a while. I've been on it about twice now. I said, you had staph. She said, you jerk. And laid off and hit me.
You're a jerk because you told her what she had.
She said she didn't have it. Whatever. Oh, man. So tired. I'm exhausted. So what did y'all do that one day when y'all did the Facebook thing? Y'all put this on Facebook. Y'all went live on Facebook one day on the camera.
Uh-huh.
Did y'all just do that one day? Just to advertise?
I think Scotty did it one time. Like we had both things going. We had YouTube going, and then he was testing to see if Facebook Live would, what were our benefits of going to. Didn't you do that for the whole show one time? Facebook Live.
Yeah.
Did you get any more hits on Facebook than you do on YouTube?
The only thing, The only thing about live Facebook is it sends everybody a notice.
Oh yeah.
And they can hit it quicker. They don't stay all that long, but you'll get more clicks.
Where do you mount your phone in your car?
I think Mike is coming out of the closet. What'd you say?
Where do you mount your phone in your car?
I just got a phone mount that mounts it to the windshield.
I've been seeing you driving. I'm like, man, I said, I hope he's paying attention to the road.
Oh yeah, because it's right there.
When you're doing your thoughts. And
We
stuff.
do.
And the thing is it's like this though. Just because I got glasses on, I'll do this, but I'm still doing this.
Okay.
And people are like, "Oh my God, he's not even looking at the road." Come on, you dumbasses! Of course I'm looking at the road.
Oh, you know what opens today?
No.
Mark Society.
Oh yeah.
I know it's the Mark Society opens today. Saw it on Facebook.
What?
The Mark
I did
Society.
$250 gift cards yesterday for them.
Oh wow.
All right, we're back. We're gonna probably be wrapping it up in about 5 minutes sooner than normal. We're all just spent. Like I'm tired because I worked all day yesterday. Mike is just Monday, you know.
Yeah, my brain's kind of fried.
Gentleman to our left worked a night shift last night, so I'm sure he's sleepy.
Did you just say gentleman?
I just brought the sugar. That's all
Yes,
I did.
you did.
I just brought the sugar, baby.
You big
brought the sugar.
stud.
Oh my God, these conversations just get too far out there. I just brought the sugar. I can't say nothing. Did Mike, did you see the picture of me yesterday?
No.
Oh my God. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Oh, this is going to be embarrassing. Let
I want-
me scroll down to this picture because Mike, here's how I know Mike hadn't been on Facebook. Because if Mike would have seen these pictures, he would have been all over me with what was done to me yesterday. Oh man, nobody tagged me in it? Hold on. Look.
Oh my God. Oh, that's our buddy.
Yeah, they showed up and Buddha got in front of me and stopped me from moving while she put the
Tiara.
tiara on me.
Well, that's nice.
Is that not funny or
Could have
what?
showed a little bit more skin though.
Sir, you were lucky that's what you got there.
So
I tell you what,
who is that?
She's
I'm wearing her sash for the Miss Newton County.
yeah.
And right now the other one is
It's like
Miss Peach State.
Miss Peach State, mid Georgia Peach State.
I'm
Hey,
sorry,
the,
I had to read those
The
because my mind's
awning
tired.
and the bus and the table looks good. Everything
Yeah.
looks good set up like that. Awesome.
Notice the advertisement for the.
I used the Pink Pooch Parade's banner
Mhm.
to block the sun.
Awesome.
So she had reminded me a couple days ago, you got my banner? And I was like, yep. And then I used it, and now she's going to want it back. And I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm probably going to hang on to it because it's the perfect, the way, the material way, it's better than a sheet. The sheet just blows really easy in the wind, and that does not. So she may not get it back. She doesn't know that yet.
Oh, I don't think she should get that back.
And
Okay, then I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I guess your pot did pretty good. They're crowded over there when I walk by.
Yeah, man, we were doing good over there.
On my way to Amichi's.
Yeah. All right, military. What's on your plate?
Do you like eating it?
For
I'm just
tonight.
asking. Did you like the food there? I have only eaten there once.
You know what?
And I didn't really. I
had the princess with me, so wherever she wanted to go was fine with me. And she doesn't care for your pie, but I really like your pie. Has a barbecue. If you get barbecue base and get their chicken, grilled chicken, their barbecue chicken pizza is phenomenal.
I might do that for lunch with my wife. I don't know. I got to be here. I finally got the refrigerator repair people coming out after I went ahead and I had to complain, because it's already been a week that the refrigerator's not been fixed. So I put in a little bit of a complaint. We got a new company that's supposed to be out here sometime today. And then Emmy's car, I got to get up to Rob's Performance. She smoked the brake. What my daughter doesn't listen to is she doesn't wash the car. So she lets the brake dust build up, which then makes the caliber not move correctly. So her left brake's great. Her right one is just like metal to rotor. The pad's gone.
Not good.
And I can't get her to understand that she has to spray the front. I'm like, even if you don't want to wash your car, you have to do the front wheels. I said, just run it through a car wash.
Yeah.
Once a month.
Yep.
Just something.
Let's see. I am going to go to American Family Insurance, the James Stone agency today for a few. Then I've got to go to Logandale to pick up Santino, take him to the doctors. And then tonight, the world, according to Mike, with military Mike and variable speed and some assorted guests.
We need to get James to do a commercial and go, James or Stone.
James Stone. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to tell him that when you see him.
I'll see him today. Hopefully, I know he got some stuff, medical issues going. So hopefully he'll be there. So the world according to Mike tonight, we have Evan Summers from Summers Essential Oils. Hopefully he's gonna have something.
Hey.
Well, it's not. It's more like
exactly.
It's like I hate to say alternative medicine, but I don't really know.
You don't know what to classify it as.
Yeah.
So what's the oils for?
Everything. Like if you have sinus problems.
Where do you put them?
Pain.
Under your tongue?
No. I think on the actual site.
It puts the
you make his arms feel better.
Lotion on its skin.
Yeah.
Listen, if you do this, if you do this correctly, you get the arthritis stuff on your hands while you're rubbing it on his arms. Yeah. So it's a win for both of you.
I think if he's got something to help
what time is the show?
Starts at 7.
I'll be leaving the gym about 6:30. It'll be perfect. I'll be sore.
Yep.
I mean,
well, here's the deal: is I got RA in my hands, and then I've got plantar fasciitis, and of course I broke.
Dude, is that stuff like catchy?
Hey, plantar fasciitis
is no joke, man.
Hey, I've got it. Frozen water bottle.
Yeah, I do it all the time, man.
What the hell is it?
It's where the tendons in your foot are just through, being mean to your feet, really, are stretched as far as they can possibly go. So there's no more elasticity in the plantar nerves. And what happens is every, I don't know, I get it about 6 to 8 times a day is my foot feels like somebody has a torch on the bottom of it. And that they're just burning the bottom of my foot. That's why I take all the gabapentin that I take.
Have you ever gotten the quick remedy, which is a shot of cortisone to it? And that is not fun at all.
I can only get 3 of those shots a year because of the toxicity of the cortisone. Here's the thing. I've been through a lot of pain in my life. I've wrecked, I've this, that. Let me tell you something. Getting that shot in the bottom of your foot is probably the most pain that I have ever endured, to a point where I almost passed out.
I had rather deal with my pain of my plantar fasciitis than get that shot.
I told the doctor to cut my leg off.
Oh.
I said, cut my leg off, cut my left leg off, give me a prosthetic.
Wow.
I am serious because my knee is bad. I broke my leg. I shot out my knee. I broke my leg in 2 places. I broke my foot away from my ankle. I broke my foot and I broke all my toes, all on the left side. So you can imagine 2 broken ribs on that side, separated shoulder on that side. So it's nightmarish sometimes. I wake up if you roll onto your left side, because your body feels pain. It tries to hide it. So just absolutely wake up where my whole left side of my body doesn't work and it's just like locked up. Can you imagine? Look at that woman. Does she really go out like that? You know what?
Well,
I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah, I was going to say. I was looking for Bozo the Clown without makeup. I always wondered what he looked like to see who he really was.
Is that him right there?
No. That sure did look funny, though, didn't it?
Yeah, but he's got a mustache. So I would think Bozo the Clown, the real actor, does not have a mustache.
So, yeah, I was trying to find what the real Bozo.
What else on your show, Mike? I'm sorry.
We'll be talking about the debate. And of course, we'll be going back and forth with that. And I'm just going to cut loose on it. But the big part of it is I'm going to cut loose on the moderators. You see what I'm saying? Because I've been a moderator and I know what the rules and the professionalism of being a moderator entails.
Who was last night's moderator?
Anderson Cooper and Martha Rogubahabilisig.
They were both pathetic.
Oh, my God.
I saw some Facebook posts on that.
Man, she just, you know what? If I was her boss, I swear to God, I'd fire her. I would. That was horrible. It really was. It was just a horrible display of mainstream media these days. So,
well, I might get a good lunch and then want to sleep.
There you go. If you worked, you're certainly entitled to.
All right, you guys, we're going to get out of here.
Come on by tonight after the gym. More than welcome to. Right. Just let me know, though, because at night it's a little bit different around here.
I'll get your cell number.
Yeah. It's a little bit different. If somebody comes knocking at that door.
4.
And visiting hours are between.
And they, unless you're a loved one or a relative or a partner.
Does he like the pat downs?
Well, I've got to tell you,
he's a drug mule.
I already put you on the conjugal list.
The conjugal visits,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah, conjugal visits with me. So,
all right, you guys, we're gonna get out of here at 9:59.
See you later.
I'm telling you, I'm feeling it today.
Drinking beer tonight, baby.
We will see y'all on the flip side.
Something like that.
Ooh, I apologize.